all a lot of simple tricks and nonsense.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
We're back after a 2 week hiatus.
I don't think this is episode 23.
Yes, it is. I
It
always
is?
check before I make the stream. I
I think
always
we
go
were like
back to
on
what our
29 or something like that.
no. I'm going to just recheck, but I looked at our live videos, and yes, 2 weeks ago we had Simple Tricks and Nonsense episode 22.
Really? I thought
Yep.
we have done more of this.
No. It just feels like it. That's what spending time with me feels like.
We're finally gonna talk something I care about in this show. We're gonna talk
Yes, guys,
2
we're talking
hours
about
about
the best war films from the 1960s and prior. No modern day stuff. Yes. Also, Lawrence of Arabia doesn't count. Bridge on the River Kwai doesn't count. We're talking about straight up war movies. You know, like where the, you know who's killed. Yeah. Basically the ones where the whites win and the Japs lose. Those straight World War II movies. What'd you think I meant?
the Nazis.
Oh, well, they fall into that same category. These are the ones to where history is told correctly, to where America came in and won the war for everyone.
I think we
You're
watched
welcome,
a lot
by
of
the
films.
way.
Like I watched a couple of films about the 40s, and most of them like you made like from literally 1939 to 1945, and like next, they're all like most of them involve the war.
Well, yeah, because it was going on.
Yeah, I mean it was It was definitely happening, but like there's
Yeah.
a lot of topics, like little themes, like oh the fires left. Maybe they don't. They say it. They mention it. They don't say it.
Well, yeah, and then you have like the
Go around
post-war films, like a really famous one is How Green Is My Valley, which is a movie that famously beat Citizen Kane for Best Picture, and that was a movie about like soldiers returning from World War II. But it's also just like that was, again, we'll get to the topic Gabe gives a shit about in a second, but it was a different time. Like movies were, I feel like, because nowadays, like, we're just inundated with, like, you know, IPs and more fantasy stuff. And not say there weren't movies like that back then, but, like, I feel like movies were way more, like, introspective about, like, what was going on currently. So, like, obviously, when the war was going on, like, you're making war movies. And then when the war ends, doing a movie like How Green Is My Valley, which is like, okay, what's happening to these people who come home? Like, how does a person who was 18 come back after seeing like you imagine being 18, you like maybe don't even graduate high school and you get drafted into World War II, you go over to the Pacific and you like murder people, you know? And I'm talking like, when I say that, I'm not talking, you know, it's not like the Godfather quote where it's like, it's not like where you shoot the guy from a mile away. I'm talking about like situation, you know, where you got to pull the knife and you have to dig it into the guy. Like, how do you return to normal life? Like, how do you come back as like a 21-year-old and it's just like, well, welcome back, Tommy. It's like, I murdered several men with my bare hands, Dad.
You turn into an alcoholic. That's what happened.
You are probably not far off base. Like, that probably is what happened.
That's how we.
Well, that's. Dude, that's okay. If you read Arnold Schwarzenegger's autobiography, which is fantastic, he talks about living in Austria with guys who were like members of the Nazi party or affiliate to, and he's like, these guys just drank themselves to death basically because like, you imagine being fed all the bullshit they were fed and then realizing, wait, we were the bad guys the whole time. Oh, like, it's gonna screw you up. Yeah. So jokes aside, hey, Aaron Rodgers didn't even finish a full game.
I don't think it's funny you're laughing at somebody's injury.
It's not. I'm not laughing at his injury. I'm laughing at the tons of Jets fans who believed Aaron Rodgers was going to lead them to a Super Bowl. The fact that a documentary was made on, I believe, HBO Max about this, and the guy didn't finish a full game.
It's a docu-series that they do every year.
But still, it's just funny that they chose to do it on this team, and
Yeah, they forced
specifically
it on the
because of
Jets.
him.
Yes.
Like, I'm just saying, the world's funny. Now, obviously, I can make these jokes because Aaron Rodgers has come out and he's doing fine, all things considered, as I've seen. And also, the guy's 39 and probably shouldn't have been a starting quarterback. You know,
I think he still had something on the tank.
clearly he didn't.
He had a, like, if you watch the docu series, I didn't watch it, but I heard a lot of things. He had a calf injury that he was dealing with, and usually if you have calf injuries, those lead to the rupture of an Achilles tendon.
Yeah.
Did you watch the video where you clearly see the Achilles pop?
Yeah, I've seen a couple of different. It's literally just all over Twitter and TikTok.
It's
It's like
literally
everything.
all over Matt's hometown. Like, everybody's talking about
Oh, dude, I
Rodgers.
got so many, dude. So I got so many friends who are Jets fans, and all they're sharing are just the picture of him with the American flag and like all that stuff. And I'm just like, I'm sorry, guys. I saw a great TikTok where it was Aaron Rodgers 2023 highlights, and it was literally that. And then it was like, end of video. It was like, thanks for watching. Who has a calf injury? Yes, Aaron Rodgers. They don't. Football is like rugby. Whatever, or whatever do hobbits play? I'm kidding. Yes, we're talking about Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, I just like, and again, I feel bad for my friends because I'm, as Jets fans, I'm sure they were super excited.
Can we
but it's
agree
also
that
funny that
people
I'm pretty certain
that
if I walk into Dick's Sporting Goods tomorrow, I'm gonna find a bunch of Rodgers Jets jerseys on clearance.
can we agree that people that live like in other continents shouldn't like football?
No. Well, you know what? The thing is, maybe because Buck Rogers did go to the 25th century, so for all we know, his family lineage could connect back to William Buck Rogers. We don't know. I'd have to see. I don't know. As we were
Is
saying,
he related to Roger Rabbit?
yeah, I think so. Actually, he did
That's
not inherit his ability to, not get injured though.
We should make a Roger Rabbit movie.
Wait,
That's one of those IP that I'm surprised they haven't brought
wait,
back.
time. Okay, we'll talk about that, but how about I answer the question you posed to me, which is, should other continents care about football? My answer is no.
Exactly.
I don't even think. Who from China is calling me right now?
Respond.
I'm
Respond.
not.
Put it like on speaker.
Dude, no,
Yeah, put it
I'm
on
not.
speaker. Put it on
I'm not,
speaker.
because it
Put it on
could be
speaker.
one of those. No, dude, because it could be one of those things that's like looking just to get my voice. I'm not pulling that shit. Who from China?
Just
Is
do do another voice. Do another voice.
That's how it is me, Arnold
Yes,
Schwarzenegger. How you doing,
yes.
China? Yo, it's fucking wonderful, isn't it? Yes, yes. It's fantastic. Oh God, I love it so much. Do you care about?
Oh my god! You know what? Kind of figure out. I probably should have answered and asked, do they care about football in China? Regardless, no. And here's why. Like football, I think even. Wow, Malcolm, presumptuous. You trying to say that someone in China is just not interested in speaking with me?
You know, I always wanted to be extorted by the
International
phone.
star.
I always wanted to be extorted by phone and like just respond to most random things. And I've been waiting for that call and I haven't gotten any years. One time I got call and like they said they were my aunt from the States and shit like that. And I'm like, who?
Nice. Like,
But I want another one just so I can record it. So next time, please call me.
Whatchamacallit it? But going back to it, honestly, I don't even think Americans should care as much about football as they do. I think football is fine, but like, if I'm being honest, I think hockey is an all-around better sport.
No,
Like it's way more exciting.
no,
Like,
no.
yes, yes.
No.
Also,
I don't
hockey
think
players are way tougher than football
I
players.
I'm not. I'm want to talk about the excitement because I do agree that there's sports that are way more excited when
Hmm.
it's played at its peak. But I
Hmm.
think football may be the most complex sport there is, and that what's make it interesting for a lot of people.
How genuinely interested. How is it the
Because
most
there's a lot
complex?
of what they call X's and O's, a lot of plays, different styles of play. There's also in hockey and football, but
Uh-huh.
there's a lot like
And basketball
in basketball, like on
and
all of them.
soccer.
Yes, I know, I
Okay.
know, I know. I like
Okay.
sports.
Go on. Go on.
There's a lot more, but you
Uh-huh.
can like you cannot be that talented, and there's a lot of individualism in other sports. Like one player can make the difference, right?
Yeah.
In
You
football,
said
it's
the
like
same about
the
football. 100%.
no.
One player can make the difference.
Well, yes, one quarterback, but at the end, it's a team sport. If you don't have the wide receivers,
Hockey is also a team sport.
no, but like a full team sports. And also, what's great about football that you can have a guy that's 6'6" and a guy that's 5'6", and they play the same exact sport.
You can have that same thing in hockey, except the difference is they're literally on the hardest surface on the world with knives on the bottom of their feet and are encouraged to ram into each
It's still,
other.
it's still way more interesting. Football is way more not entertaining, but way more complex.
Whatever. I mean, like I love baseball, but
Also, when you talk about the NFL, it's one of the most like uh, it's the best league in the world, literally. Like
okay, that's just because of
no,
viewership and
no,
everything.
no,
That's
no, no,
also like
no, no,
saying,
no.
oh well, I guess the best television in the world is the Kardashians because so many people
No,
watch
no,
that
no, no, no,
shit.
no, no, but because of popular. I mean, because they tried to make it like everybody's at the same level.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a salary cap, there's a lot of things. Other sports
Oh,
have it too,
wow.
but this one
Wow.
sorted
So you're
like
telling
getting
me
more.
what is their salary cap? I'm just interested in here. What is it like for Bill? Like
No,
what's the
250,
oh
around 250 million per team.
those poor players.
No, but that
Dude,
makes like that.
this is
That's
like that
TV
episode.
Pearly.
No, this is like that
If you,
episode of South
dude,
Park.
if you watch soccer, right?
Yeah.
Have you watched soccer?
Yes.
Like you was a European soccer, dude, there's two teams per league. Like if you're the, I don't know, let's say the Jets this year because they're gonna lose a lot, right?
Yes.
If you're the Jets this year, next year, not even how much money you put in, you're not gonna defeat Madrid in Spain or Barcelona.
I'm sorry, I got it. Field hockey and ice hockey are two completely different sports. Get out of here with that crap.
It's the same sport.
No, it's not, though.
No, but that's the thing. It's like the NFL. It's a really good league. Like there's no question what their
Look,
teams
I just have
cost so
never
much.
really given a shit about football, like, ever.
No,
Like,
it's because
when Eli
I
Manning was
care.
on the Giants, I cared because I liked him. I thought he was a good quarterback. I thought he had a good off-field, like, persona to him. But then after he retired, I was just like, well, all right, there goes me ever
Look,
giving a shit about
I
football.
follow a lot of sports, and sure, football is my favorite.
Yeah,
But in level of like, how you call it, in competitiveness, I guess.
competitiveness.
Yeah,
Why'd you
competitiveness.
say it with a question? That's a real word. You were like,
Yeah,
am
because
I
I'm like,
making up a
is this
word?
real? Yeah, is this real? Is this an actual word? Like
Is this a
football? Yeah, no, but like football got it.
yeah. I get
That's
like
that's
again.
what
I think
what's
just
what I
because
think
I'm
it
not
makes the league great. Like honestly, it's
again.
one of
I
those
guess
things.
because I'm just not really. I've never gotten into it. I mean, soccer I've never gotten too into as well. But there have been times where I've watched them like that. What was it? Last year's Cup when it was U.S. versus
World Cup.
England.
Yes.
Me and my brother were like intensely into it. The only problem with
No,
soccer
dude.
is the fact that you can play for 90 minutes plus and just end 0-0. Never understood that shit. Never
Oh
got in
yeah.
that. And I know it's just the American in me that like we gotta have winners and losers. But still, it's just like, come on, we can't like seriously.
It's cause in American it's by wins and then soccer it's by points.
Yeah, whatever.
So when you win, you get 3 points. When you
No,
tie, you get
I've
one.
seen Ted Lasso, so I actually do have a basic understanding of soccer
Ah,
now.
nice, nice.
No, Genya, I know
So
you have
you
not watched the
reference a
show.
sub. So your
No,
reference of soccer is Ted Lasso.
it's actually a very good reference. They actually talk about because the whole thing is Ted's an American football coach,
Yes,
so
yes, I
he has to be
understand. Yeah.
taught these things, and so when he's taught them, a novice American myself is also taught them. So I genuinely have learned so much about soccer through that show. That's
Nice.
a fantastic show, by the way. You really need to watch it.
As somebody that my dad has watched sports growing up my whole
Mhm.
time, I know about baseball a little bit. I mean, I
Mhm.
know how to understand baseball. Like the rules, the things.
Yeah.
Basketball, football, soccer.
What's your thing about basketball? I never really got into basketball.
The thing
Like I
is,
love
I
Michael
really
Jordan as an athlete, but like I just never really got into basketball.
uh you have to have a team to root for.
That's
That's-
I think that's I think that's
Like I
what
don't
you
I
should
don't I
watch.
don't I don't follow the whole season because it's really long season like in baseball. But once the Lakers are in the playoffs, that's when I start watching. Like
Um,
last year.
sorry, ADD. Got to answer Malcolm. Also, I appreciate you going field hockey and ice hockey. As I got into a random debate with someone tried to tell me that you should just call ice hockey hockey. Well, they're wrong because there's field hockey, there's deck hockey, and then there's roller hockey. So there are several different hockeys. Ice hockey is like the one most people know, but it's yeah. Sorry, what were you saying, Abe?
Basketball. You
Yeah.
have to have a team to root for. It's really hard for a cash not casual, but like somebody
Yeah.
that
Also, doesn't
doesn't work
basketball
for
season run like fucking year round or something? I swear,
no,
it
it's
runs
like
longer
for
than other sports.
I think starts November, like six
Mhm.
months, 7 months.
I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe it just feels like basketball's on. Well, because I think the other thing with basketball is like there's March Madness, which isn't connected to the NBA, but is
Oh, that's the thing.
basketball.
I'm not a fan of college sports.
I please like. I feel like Tom Hanks in Big. You know, I don't get it. Like, okay, I have friends who played sports in college. Now, mind you, I went to a D3 school, so I know no one give a shit about us. My brother's girlfriend was a D1 athlete. Like, I get for a player the intensity. I get that. What I don't get is March Madness. Like, I don't get why so many people give a shit about college sports. Like,
I think that like March Madness, it has that effect that like football similar have. Like it's
Mhm,
one game short, so it's super intense. Let's go.
I guess.
Because like baseball doesn't have that, dude. You play 130 games a
Yeah,
season
it's
or
true.
something like that.
No, I think again, this all just comes back to like I've just never been a massive sports fan. So I guess
Yeah.
maybe that's it too. But there's just been something weird. Like to me, it's just like okay, so you're a Eagles fan, a Jets fan, a Giants fan, whatever. Like like that's your team. You love football. Like I get that. Like I get like the official teams. Like yeah, like the Colts. Like I get that. I just don't get the people who are like, oh, I live and die by Ohio State. It's like, oh, is that your alma mater? No, I've never been to Ohio State. It's like, why do you
The
give a
Ohio
shit then? Why do you
Yeah,
care?
yeah. I think
I
it's
don't
like
get it.
like Ohio has two football teams, but like Alabama, like the
Mhm.
college team,
Yeah.
like nothing happens in Alabama. The only thing that happens is that you fuck with your cousins.
Dude, even, I'm sorry, there are even places in the middle of America to where like people give that much shit about high school. Did you ever see Friday Night Lights? Talking about
Yes,
the movie,
yes,
not the
yes.
show. Like the fact that like Billy Bob Thornton's career is based upon how far his high school team goes. That's insane to me.
I think it's that like that human. I think it's human nature of belonging to something, like attach yourself, because
Mhm,
because you never heard a fan like, oh yeah, the team won. They say
mhm,
we won, like we're part of the team too. Like as a fan,
I guess.
you get me? It's
Yeah.
that sense of belonging,
You
of
know what it
being
is?
part of
It's a
something.
bunch of people who either were high school athletes, who weren't very good, or people who wanted to be high school athletes. But didn't
No, like, dude, like, there's people that they're weak. It's fucked up if the team loses.
No, yeah, no, there are. And look, if that's your thing, if that's I had a friend in high school who that was his family was hockey. Lived and died by the New York Rangers. Dad played hockey, older brother played hockey, middle brother played hockey, younger brother played hockey. Like it's just in their family line. So I get if that's you, like you live and die by that. Again, I think it's because I come from a family to where like no one in my family gave a shit about sports really ever. You know?
Oh no,
Like I
like
liked
my dad care
hockey when I
about
was
sports,
in
but
high school. Like that was my sport. Like I got a bunch of jerseys. Like I still am a New York Rangers fan, but like, you know, but like I was the closest. And even then there were times to where like I didn't have to watch every Rangers game. And I wasn't one of those people who if they got into the playoffs, I had to, you know, like not change my socks for the whole playoffs, you know, like never did any of that shit ever. But
I I started becoming like a larger football, like a bigger football fan.
when you started
But
eating
like,
more.
no,
Get it? You say you're larger, but
no, like when I started to get like football
we'll get to
content
your
on
question.
YouTube, when ESPN and Fox started putting their videos out, like 6, 7 years ago.
In Spanish.
No, like just normally, like I could actually, dude. I can do no, dude. I wake up, watch a football, like I watch like 3 football shows, 5 football
Mhm.
shows a day, like an hour
You're
or
that
so.
guy.
Yes,
Sure, like my morning starts with first take, and then goes into ESPN news, and then goes into football time, and then I
yes,
watch some
yes,
local access shows where it's two guys in their basement talking about football,
yes,
and then I end the
yes,
night
yes,
with
yes, yes,
ESPN Night Edition,
yes,
where they just
yes,
recap all
yes,
the shit they
yes,
said at 10 o'clock this morning.
yes, 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 yes. Actually, yes.
Nice, nice.
It's
You're
just like entertaining, you know.
okay. Now that's fine. You're not a loser. This has just always been my thing as someone who was bullied by sports guys. How is what you're talking about? That's cool and that's normal. But if I binge watch Star Wars: The Clone Wars, I'm the fucking nerd.
Yes, dude, of course.
Like, I'm sorry. If you're like, I'm sorry. Like, to the people who bully people because they like science fiction and fantasy, but your day starts and ends with a bunch of guys who, one, haven't played the sport in years, or two, never played the sport, are just literally sitting around talking about the sport and watching the same clip 3 times in slow-mo circling shit. Guess what? You're just as big a nerd as the person who watches Lord of the Rings extended
I
edition.
I
You're just a different type.
I agree with you, but I was
And this
never,
is the other thing.
you know.
You make fun of people who go to these Comic Cons dressed as the characters they love and everything. When you paint your fucking face the colors of the team and wear a jersey, you're just as big a nerd as them. You just don't
Yes,
show it.
yes.
You
That
are.
I was, dude, because my circle was never the sports jocks. You know, I was always with the nerds. I never had anybody to talk sports. So my way to
I was a
fucking listen
mix.
to other people, no, like to listen to the people's opinion about sports is watching those shows.
Mm-hmm.
Like I bet you my friends cannot tell me like soccer league in Mexico. They cannot tell me 3 players that played there
Mm-hmm. I bet you I can.
in Mexico.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
Jose. Jose and Jose.
Jose. What? Jose, Jose. What?
Jose Ramirez.
What?
Yeah.
There you go.
You ever watch Modern Family?
Clips of that.
There's a fucking
Maybe some
moment
episodes.
from the first season to where Ed O'Neill and Sofia Vergara they go to a quinceanera for Ed O'Neill's secretary's daughter, but they go to the wrong one. And what do you call it? Sofia Vergara, she like says something. She's like, "You don't even know anybody here," and he just goes, "Hey, Julio," and a guy turns around and like waves at him, and then it cuts to like he's talking, and he's like, I'm just happy only one of them turned around. I'm sorry. This is the part of the show to where Matt is an ignorant person, but he does it for laughs. So yeah, like when I was in high school, my friend group was like mixed. But the thing was the jocks I was friends with, they were also nerds. So like they could talk to you about like football and all this stuff, but they also could talk to you about like Batman and Daredevil and everything, which is why I was friends with them. Yeah, but I get what you're saying. It's, you know, it's kind of like when I joined like T3 and all this stuff, like to really be able to have like conversations about like movies. It's like, oh wait, you people exist. Yeah. So Malcolm wants us to change subject.
Tell Malcolm to come in and we fuck with him.
Tell Malcolm go fuck himself. Kidding.
We can talk about some. What Malcolm? Tell Malcolm to give us a.
Going to pick with you when I watched one of our old
Why?
Schmodown reactions. You fucking this guy joined this channel as an editor. Go back and watch so many of the videos to where we're like, hey, you mind just editing this part out? And it's still in there. You know why? Because this son of a bitch, which is skin videos, he never watch them.
I'll tell you what. The only videos I'm gonna tell you something. The only videos that I would actually put a little effort of editing were the summit.
Yep. What fucking work that did? We never won an award.
I just want to say that dude, this is my hot
I just
take.
want to say we were robbed. The fact we had to go up against the official after show, what a bunch of bullshit. And then the year that Call to Action appears and Christian Arnold falls in love with them, suddenly that's the year to where he's like, oh, the rundown, that shouldn't qualify. I know what you were doing. We won that year. Screw you, rundown boys. Guess what? Nobody even cares about you. No one cares about us either. But you know what the difference is? No one cared about us long before they stopped caring about you. You can clip this shit and send it. I don't care. Yeah. We have fire. What do you have? Numbers? Actually, you don't, because the show's dead.
To change subjects, what's funny is nobody's gonna watch this, so I know damn well no one's gonna clip this and send it to anybody. And by the way, if someone does go to the trouble and clip this, and anyone who used to work for a rundown sees it, before you attack me, just question what you're defending before you think about attacking me. Because, like I said, no one cares about what me and Abe do. We get like 10 views at most, and that's usually just me like rewatching a moment to where I say coke. So like, you know, just think about that. But Malcolm needs us to change subjects because we talked about the sports ball for too long.
Oh, we're so sorry. I forgot. We're not allowed to do that here. So sorry, Abe.
Nah, I'm kidding, Malcolm. I don't like sports ball either. I just wanted to make fun of Aaron Rodgers, and then Abe had to turn it into an actual topic. So let's change subject. Some people are making. I'm going to just correct your grammar here. Some people are making me feel like I am crazy for not being absolutely over the moon about Ahsoka. I think it's good, but not as good as some people are making it out to be. Welcome to the internet, Malcolm. You shouldn't give a shit because guess what? Once Ahsoka is done and Disney releases another Star Wars show, same shit's going to happen all over again. Like, look at Andor. That thing was the fucking greatest thing in the world, and now it's, oh no, Ahsoka's the greatest thing in the world. And Clone Wars Season 7 was the greatest thing in the world. This is just how the internet exists. I really love the show. I didn't think Andor was all that good. Yeah. I didn't think Andor was all that good. That's true. That's true. But we saw we did see the opportunity for a joke, and so we took it. Also, I needed an out from sports ball talk. So yeah, don't let the internet be like that. Like I said, I really love the show. I think last night's episode excuse me, was one of the best things Disney's ever done. But yeah, if you're not over the moon about it, it's fine. Yeah. I just wouldn't put too much stock. Like, holy shit. Also, like, the other thing you gotta remember, Malcolm, is a lot of these people doing these reactions and things, they're also doing it for clicks. I can't tell you how many thumbnails I saw today to where every thumbnail was some variation of that. Like, and a picture of Hayden Christensen, like, because that's also what they're doing, because it's either anger sells or over like appreciation sells. It's, Ahsoka is one of the ones to where overpraising it is selling right now, whereas say a She-Hulk over hating it was selling. So it's neither here nor there, and Abe is now playing with his background. And now he just left. Well, that was unexpected. Didn't think that was going to happen. So now we just wait to see if Abe ever comes back. Oh, there he is. What the hell was that? Did you accidentally kick yourself from the stream?
No, my internet was fucking up and I couldn't hear anything you were saying for the last 10
Wait, Abe's internet was fucking up? That's so unusual. That's so not like
the other day I called for them to move it. The other day I called them to move it, and then they sent me to the hold line, and I was like, I'm not gonna wait 5 minutes here, and I just hang out and I did it.
5 minutes, Jesus Christ, man!
You're weak. That's the problem. You're so weak. You can't wait the 5 minutes to get the internet moved. You're fucking quiet boy.
The only thing I'm gonna say about Ahsoka is I never watch it. I'm never gonna watch it.
You don't even know who Ahsoka is.
Yes, she's the one that's played by Rosario Dawson, and she's in the Clone Wars.
I meant more. You don't know who her character is in relation to other characters.
She was trained by Anakin Skywalker.
Okay.
You motherfucker.
All right. But you've also been on Twitter this week and last week where people have been talking about that.
No, I've been on the internet following you for 30 years, motherfucker.
That's true. Yes, me and him have been following each other on the internet long before the internet really existed. Yeah. So I hope that makes you feel better, Malcolm. If it doesn't, don't know what to tell you. Yeah. Just watch the show and enjoy it. Don't, like I said, don't put too much stock into some people's reactions because, like I said, a lot of YouTubers are just searching for clicks and everything, and on Twitter, a lot of people are just looking for likes and retweets and all that other stuff. Like, that's why I just I don't tweet about shows like that unless I really I'll tweet about it if I really like last night I tweeted about Ahsoka because I really liked the episode. Or if there was a She-Hulk episode to where everybody was crapping on it, and I was like, I actually thought this was a pretty good episode. I'll do that, but I'm not one of those people who's every week I have to be this was the greatest thing ever since last week. Because then you get situations to where you just look stupid. Like this one guy who I actually blocked on Twitter because I hated seeing his takes to where 1 week Obi-Wan was the worst show ever to him, and then the following week he said it was one of the greatest Star Wars.
Drop his name. Drop his name. Yeah.
I genuinely can't even remember his name. I know it's Matt something. I think
Matt movie 611
or something. Yeah, it's that fucking asshole Matt movie 611. You know what I want you guys to do? Actually, do me a favor. I want you to go over to Matt movie 611. I want you to subscribe to him so that you can see all his terrible takes when they drop. You know what? While you're there, how about you give a like to every single one of his videos? That will show him. And you know what? Maybe comment on them too, because it might help him in the algorithm. You don't know, but you should all go and do that. What an asshole. Why is
I don't know
Malcolm
if I talk.
silent now? We responded directly to him, and now he's quiet.
I,
Did we
to
hurt
add
him?
to,
Did we hurt him
what,
with our jokes?
I don't know
I'm
if
so
I talk to
sorry
this to
Abe
you.
insulted you before, Malcolm.
I just feel really sad that Star Wars has gone down as a fucking TV show on a.
Oh, dude, people were giving Liam Neeson shit recently because of his comments, but I completely agree with him. Star Wars isn't special anymore. For as much as I like Ahsoka and everything, it's like I know that when Ahsoka ends in 6 months, there's gonna be something new out. Like that's just how it
How?
is now.
I mean, I
It's like
know
Marvel.
it's.
No one cares about a Marvel thing coming out anymore. You remember when Marvel used to be? No, I'm serious. Dude,
No,
Hawkeye comes out and like, yeah, it's good, but everyone's like, there's gonna be a movie or another fucking show in 3 months. Like, there's no specialness about this stuff anymore. Just say,
I
and
think
again,
you know what it is. I just think people that it comes to because I always tell my friends this. Well, one friend especially.
mhm.
Like he's like, oh, I want to watch Tobey Maguire again or Spider Man. Bro, that guy's 45. Let his character just be like it passed, dude. Like, sure, it's cool, right? Like, it may be cool seeing him. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, dude.
dude. You know
Like,
what's
it's fucking cool that
Oh
he's
Jesus,
again,
dude,
right?
Deadpool 3 looks like it's going to be the most fucking crowded movie imaginable.
Dude, it feels like there's fucking scratching that folks ass on there, like just enjoying.
Well, no, you know what they're doing. That's also why they're revealing all these things, is because they're hoping the people like your friend are like, oh my god, Halle Berry is store. My god, I almost there.
Yeah, dude. This thing about the fucking.
It went
I,
from a
I,
movie
I,
that was a
I,
buddy comedy with Wolverine and Deadpool to now it's like multiverse.
dude,
Fuck was that terrible Spider-Man movie? No Way Home. It's like No Way Home 2.0.
it's
And I
fucking
shove them
crazy.
all in
It's
there.
fucking crazy. Like now, people are nostalgic about the two Tim Story Fantastic Four. Motherfucker, you didn't care about them. You never did. You never did.
Okay,
As a kid, you were like, I watch it. You
I agree with this as someone who loves the original 60s comics. Mr. Fantastic is one of my favorite Marvel characters. Doctor Doom is my favorite Marvel villain. The like okay. Here's what I will say about this is there are certain people who are in our generation who love movies like the prequels and King of Crystal Skull and stuff who were very young when they came out and were not writing movie reviews or doing any of that stuff, who now when they talk about them they're very positive. Then there are movies to where I've seen people who are not our age who are like in their 30s talking about movies like the Fantastic Four is that they're like these like I think it's again, I love movies. I love like movies that people hate, but like there is that weird thing with those two Fantastic Four movies to where like people are trying to tell you that like these were always good, they were always great, we always thought they were wonderful.
no,
And
dude,
I'm like,
dude. I've seen people trash Jennifer Garner's Electra for years, right?
yeah,
Years. The character, the
not very-
portrait, the film.
hey, and I
And now
fucking love
she's
that
coming on
Daredevil movie.
Deadpool. Now everybody's excited for it.
Wait,
Why
Jennifer
are you?
Garner's coming in? Why?
Yes,
You
exactly.
literally couldn't get Ben Affleck. See,
I probably think they got Ben Affleck. They're gonna
Okay.
get Ben Affleck.
Here's the thing, like, that is a perfect thing. I genuinely love the director's cut of Daredevil from 2003. It's in my top 20 favorite comic book movies. So, like, that statement right there should tell you that, like, I know loving, and again, it's not to say that I think everybody talking about those two Fantastic Four movies, but the amount of people who, like, I've seen videos to where we're like, they're not even talking about them in the lens of like these were very hated movies when they came out. I think they were a little misunderstood. I think as we've seen other movies with the Fantastic Four kind of fail and all these things, I think going back, I think they were actually pretty, but that's never it. It's always these were always amazing. We all always knew they were amazing. It's like, what the fuck we did, dude. When did that first one come out? that first one,
The
Fantastic
first
Four.
Fantastic Four, I think 2004, 2005.
Let me see. Yeah, it came out in 2005. Dude, no one fucking talked about that movie. Like, no one. Okay, and you know what? I remember kids talking about Spider-Man. I remember kids even talking about Daredevil. No one talked about this movie.
Dude, as
No
a
one
kid,
dude,
let me tell you.
the most I remember about these movies were the freaking Burger King toys. But no one talked about that
No,
movie.
dude, as a kid, I would like to myself that I liked this movie, but I didn't like that because I wanted to like superheroes so bad. I didn't like that. I watched it a shit ton of
Dude,
times, but there was something
it
always
was
off about it.
it was a movie. It was a movie, the first one, not the second one. It was a movie that was always on like Sci-Fi Channel, and so I would watch it. But like I would never watch it in totality because like they don't do jack shit of superheroing until like the last. Like it's so funny if you watch the Nostalgia Critic review, he points out all the superheroing they do in that movie is all them just fixing their own mistakes. And look, there is
It's
one. Look, I'll give it. There is one moment in that first Fantastic Four movie that is peak cinema. We all know what it is. I don't even need to say it, but it involves Jessica Alba. You know that movie. You know the scene. I have to feel like that scene was added when Jessica Alba got cast, and they were like, "We can make this work."
I think there's redeeming qualities. Well, there's that one redeeming quality about that film, and that's Michael Chiklis as Ben Grimm.
Oh yes, you know what I was about to say though, but yes, you're right. That guy is like, and you know what the other thing is? He was a fan of the comics. He was the one who actually pushed for the practical suit. They were because you gotta remember this was post Hulk, which again is another movie that I remember kids watching and talking about. But he pushed. He was like, no, we should really do a physical suit. And yeah, no, Michael Chiklis, great. But yeah, no, and again, like I said, if you love those movies, if you loved them when you were a kid and all this, that's fine. It's just stop with the revisionist history of this shit because you want clicks. Like, it's fine to say in the lead up to the Fantastic Four coming into MCU, I've gone back and revisited these movies and I actually like them. That's fine, but don't do this. I've always known they're good movies. Like you're trying to get ahead of like the hate on the MCU one. That's weird, man. I'm sorry, man. Like I said, those two movies, those two films came and went so fast in our childhood. Like no one talked about them. Dude, Revenge of the Sith was a movie. I was thinking about this yesterday. Everybody, we were in second grade when that movie came out. I remember everybody went to go and see that movie in 2005.
Bro, you were like in. Oh yes. Sorry, I don't know what I always think. Revenge of the Sith is 2007.
Yeah, no, it was 2005. Yeah, no, everybody went to go and see that movie. It was like it was a cultural like thing. Yeah, I just enough with the and again, I love the Fantastic Four. I hope the MCU Fantastic Four works out because like I hate that when I talk about Mr. Fantastic being one of my favorite Marvel characters, they're like, but he was terrible in those Fantastic. It's like, well, yeah, because I'm talking about these things called comic books. Malcolm's got some comments. Yep, Skeleton Crew. That's another Star Wars show coming out. By the time MCU Blade eventually starts filming, Marshall Ali will be 50. Some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill. I always, and you know what? That's fine, Malcolm. You are again, like I said, you're not one of the people I'm talking about. I'm talking about those people making these videos and again, trying to do some weird revisionist history on them. What do you think about the stupid rumor that Jake Gyllenhaal is going to play Mr. Fantastic? I haven't heard that rumor.
I heard about it. Well, I read about it on
Seems
Twitter.
kind of dumb considering he was a Spider-Man villain in the MCU.
What I understand is that the Fantastic Four that are gonna be from introduced in the MCU
Yeah,
are
there's
from
no. Yeah.
another universe from the 60s.
Huh. You think Krasinski makes it, or Multiverse
No,
was it? That sucks
multiverse.
because he was. I'm sorry. He could have done really good.
Dude, I honestly I really wanted the pitch they had of Adam Driver, Margot Robbie, Paul Mescal, and David David Dix. I think that would have been a cool as cast.
Don't
But
let
they wanted
that boring face guy touch Reed
they
Richards.
they wanted $20 million each, which I don't blame them. They're hot right now.
Oh, Margot Robbie, particularly. Holy
I
shit.
mean,
Dude,
Margot Robbie has been hot since she turned 18.
you know what I mean. Dude, but I'm just saying, after Barbie, if like the next, I don't know what movie she's going to be cast in next, but like if she's like, I want $50 million, any studio's going to be like, okay. Like that's one of those things that's just like, it's like Harrison Ford after like doing Empire and Raiders of the Lost Ark back to back years. It's just like, yeah, give me $50 million. And they're like, well, fuck it. I guess we have to.
Yeah, it's like Jim Carrey after Ace Ventura and
Jim Carrey
Mask.
after 1994. Like,
Yeah.
he made an insane amount of money for Batman Forever because literally, like, well, he did have 3 of the biggest films in 1 year. Here you go, sir.
And the thing is, Margot Robbie came from like 2-3 flops, like Babylon, Amsterdam, and I don't remember the other one.
Yeah,
Suicide
no.
Squad. And now she makes Barbie, and everybody forgets about it.
Dude, that's because Hollywood is always, you're only as good as your last project. That's
yes.
that you can have 10 flops in a row, get a like massive box office movie. No one cares about the 10 flops. No one. Hollywood just forgets this stuff. Like
who's hot right now?
You know. But yeah, talking about Fantastic Four, what was I gonna say? The person who I always wanted is Reed Richards, but is aged out of it so many years ago, is Clooney. I always thought like Ocean's 11 era Clooney. He just has that. He has that old school charisma that Reed Richards needs. That I think he would have been, like I'm saying, 2001, 2. You do a Fantastic Four movie, you cast him, would have been amazing. Now, does he do it in a post Batman Robin world? Maybe not, but just still, he would have been so freaking good.
You know who will be in? Do you watch Oppenheimer?
Yeah, it's one of my favorite movies of the year.
What about Cillian Murphy?
Nah, he's
Nah.
All right. It's going to sound mean. When I say this, he's a little bit too spindly to beat Reed Richards. Like he's
no, I know.
Like
he's like 5'6"
man. You know, like
yeah.
That's why I think John Krasinski like worked, because John Krasinski, he's got that like. And again, I'm not trying to be mean when I say this, but like Reed Richards, that guy's a man. Like he's not like massively built, but like he's in shape. I don't know. Yeah, Cillian Murphy's a good actor. I look
actors in their 40s and I just get 50 years old. What the fuck?
Depending on how they do Reed Richards, if the rumor that the MCU is set in the 60s, then I figure George Clooney. Now, Malcolm, the thing is that whoever they get to play Reed Richards is playing him in 2 to 3 sequels after this. He's also going to be in the Kang Dynasty and Avengers movies. Like Clooney, they don't want Clooney. Like you're basically signing like a 10-12 year deal. And Clooney in, let's just see, George Clooney. George Clooney is right now, he's 62. Yeah, they don't want a 70-year-old Reed Richards in the like freaking last Avengers movie when they take on Kang. You know, Like
I'm
again, I'm
looking
not trying to
like
be mean. It's just like that's something to where like, and that's also it's not just that. It's like the new James Bond. Everyone's like, oh, Idris Elba. It's like the dude's 50. He's gonna be like they're gonna be making Bond movies for 10 years. They don't want a 60-year-old James Bond. Like that's how these movies are made now. And also I think the thing too about this is from what I've heard, and if they go, I think it's gonna be a thing to where like the first movie is set in the 60s, but then there's gonna be some time travel thing that's gonna bring them, which honestly I'm okay with doing basically what they did with Captain America: The First Avenger, to where like their intro movie is like from when the characters were created, and then you through whatever way bring those characters into
look.
modern day.
This is my pitch, and this won't go anywhere. You cast Jamie Dornan from 50 Shades of Grey.
As Reed Richards.
Yes, and you cast Dakota
Okay,
Johnson
question. What?
as Sue
Okay,
Storm.
question. Oh, who did you say first? You?
Dakota Johnson.
I hate you so much. So how old do you think they're gonna be casting Reed Richards?
Between 30, no more than 45.
Okay, so I'm just gonna look up actors in their 30s.
I'm looking actors in their 40s, and after 64 actors, the first one that actually seems like this one I think would fit. He's a great actor. Like don't let the 50 Shades movies apart you from him. I think Jamie Dornan can actually play that part of. And if you watch what's the name of this? Did you watch Belfast? Nominated for Best Picture.
No, I didn't.
He was nominated for. Well, he wasn't nominated for an Oscar, but he had Oscar buzz from that performance. He can be really funny. Have you watched Barb and Star go to Best a little more? He's bad.
I watched the first 10 minutes of that movie, and then me and my sister turned it off.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous, but
Oh, you know who might be a good Reed Richards? This guy Miles Teller. He was actually one of the better parts of that movie.
Dude, that movie, I think it would have worked if they had left the fucking what's the name of the director do
Josh
his
Trank.
stake. Yeah, Josh Trank. Like, fuck no, Stephen Amell, no.
Oh, you know, it might be good. Scott Eastwood. I think he could play a really
no.
Yes, why not?
I don't think he's that great of an actor.
I think he's a really good actor. I don't think Hollywood has used him properly. He's got a lot of abilities similar to his dad. I think Scott
Nick
Eastwood,
Jonas.
I saw that and I was like, no. I think Scott Eastwood would be pretty good. Okay, so I got Scott Eastwood. Now I got to look for an actress who let me just see. How old is Scott Eastwood? So Scott Eastwood is 37, so I gotta look for an actor in their late 20s to play Sue. Because Reed and Sue in the comics have a bit of an age gap that everyone likes to forget. That everyone just likes to neglect.
Dude, I'm looking at the fucking actors and everybody's cast in a Marvel movie. Like,
yeah, that's welcome to Disney owning everything.
You know, I know people who fucking dude. Dev Patel.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you're not racist, I think he will be a great fucking Reed Richards.
Maybe
he bulks up. He bulks up a little bit. He has a presence. This is what I
feel
like
like
him.
But that's why I feel like he'd be a better Doctor Doom.
That's not bad.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like Dave Patel would work.
I think he
better
can,
as
I
Dr.
think he
Doom.
can play that villainous, charismatic kind of guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like he would be a better. Ooh, Zoe Dutch could be a good Sue Storm.
No.
Why not? Why are you just saying no to all these things?
Because they're just don't. You know.
What?
They
what?
just don't fit. They just
Why?
don't fit.
What?
She doesn't have Sue Storm energy.
You've never even read a goddamn comic to even know.
I read comics, motherfucker. I was obsessed with them in high school.
Emma McKay, she could be good.
Too British.
She put on an American accent.
Michael Cera.
At Sue Storm? I don't know if that would work.
There's a like Dylan O'Brien, right? He just still looks way too fucking young. Motherfucker's 32. And he looks younger than you and I together.
Yeah. That's the thing.
Like you're right. Like you want a man.
And again, that's not me trying to be like when I say that, that's not me trying to be like a dick. It's just like, that's just like ingrained in that character. He's the father of the family. Like, that's his role.
Yeah, you want somebody that you can fuck and that you can respect,
Yes.
You know who?
Yeah.
No,
I don't
Jonathan
know.
Majors.
Those are I think they would be good. But Abe doesn't agree, and honestly, I don't give a shit.
I honestly, dude, I'm looking at the fucking actors, and there's like the only person that actually like stand out that I thought, that would be interesting choice, like Jamie Dornan.
Mm-hmm.
Like, kid you not, like they have to cast somebody there, because we know Adam Driver. Unless they go back with Adam Driver with a shit ton of money, like
I just don't think Adam Driver works for the character, personally.
It's because you truly want like a great talented actor to play Richard.
And that's not to say he's not a great. I just think there's like an energy that I just like with Scott Eastwood. I just feel like he's got that old school movie star charisma because he was raised by Clint fucking Eastwood. Like Adam Driver doesn't have that. And look, I know a lot of my shit is painted because my intro to Adam Driver as an actor was him fucking throwing a pouting fit as Kylo Ren. Like I know the guy's a great actor, but like still, you can't.
I think you should try to watch more of his work. He's a really
I know I want to see Marriage Story, but I've seen her stuff. It's just like again, that's why it works. You have to give actors the ability to play against type. I think Dave Patel would be a great Victor Von Doom. Oh, that's also no. I hope to God they don't introduce Dr. Doom in this movie. You save that guy for the sequel.
You
must establish Reed Richards before
let's go
you
Jason
establish his
Statham.
arch nemesis.
Let's go with Jason Statham.
As who? Reed or Victor Von Doom?
Reed.
All right, so this is it. But yeah, I've got the stretchy powers. It's like that and shit. Right.
Have you watched
Meg?
Have you watched the Meg 2?
No, I haven't seen the Meg 1. Dude, you know what movie I should be excited for, but I honestly have no interest in seeing it in theaters, is Expendables 4. Because I know they're going to kill off Barney Ross. I know they're going to kill off Barney Ross. Yes! Explain to me why then the main character of the 3 previous movies is now in the Anne category on the poster. Like, I got a feeling all the clips we see of Stallone are from, like, the first 20 minutes of the movie, and he ever gets killed or seriously injured. And then he's just taken out of the movie.
I don't think they will kill him.
Also, like, the series is supposed to be about the 80s, 90s action stars doing movies together. The fuck is this cast? Like,
well, I came across this person. What do you think about Joseph Gordon-Levitt
as Reed Richards? He'd be a better Johnny Storm.
No, he's way too old for Johnny.
Look at this. Okay, so you got like Jason Statham, Dolph Lundgren, Stallone. They're all coming back. Okay, great. Then you got 50 Cent. What action movies was 50 Cent doing in the 80s and 90s? None. You got Megan Fox. I'm not even sure if she definitely was not doing action movies in the 80s and 90s. But
I think she's from 1989.
Fine. You need the token hot chick. Fine. Like who are any? Okay, Randy Couture. Randy I can't speak.
Kukul.
He's back from the other 3 movies. Andy Garcia. All right, fine. He's doing what they did with Kelsey Grammer in the last movie. Fine. Who are any of these other people? Like, they've also just lost the entire appeal of the Expendables films. And Malcolm hates. He says, I disagree. I think you need to have Dr. Doom in the first movie as he is with All right, Malcolm, I'm going to give you a comic book lesson here. Victor Von Doom didn't get his powers the same way the Fantastic Four got their powers in space. His powers are magic-based. He learned them in Latveria, in the kingdom in which he ruled. He blames Reed Richards because Reed Richards was the surgeon who performed the operation on his face, and it did not go very well, which is why he hates Reed Richards and decides to go after him and his family when he gets his powers. So there you go. There's your comic book lesson of the day.
I don't know about the surgery. I do know like magic base. Like
that's the whole thing. Is in the original comics, Reed Richards was like a surgeon, and it was something like a burning or something happened to Victor Von Doom. Reed Richards tried to help him out, didn't really work, and so that's also why he conceals himself behind the armor, because he hates his face. It's it's like a Darth Vader type thing, and he blames Reed Richards for it. So that's why he goes after the Fantastic Four, because he's like, Reed Richards, you son of a bitch. So that is why
who would be a great Victor Von Doom in the 90s? What's the name? That guy that's the Peter something, the one that's in explosives, like the explosives expert in Armageddon. Peter Stormare.
Peter Stormare. And it's like I play Victor Von Doom. It's like
he won't be a great Von Doom.
We go back and where's the money, Lebowski?
Yes, he will be a great Von Doom.
You have no leverage anymore. You don't get anything. That's not fair. Fair? Who's the fucking nihilist? That is one of my favorite exchanges in that movie. That's not fair. Fair? Who's the fucking nihilist? That and also some men are even frightened by the word vagina. Coitus.
But this guy works a shit ton. He's like a voice actor mainly.
Who?
Peter Stormare.
Yeah. I thought we were still talking about Expendables. The way I see these films, it started off as being actors from the 80s and 90s, but as the years moved on, they put in people, but they didn't, though. That the whole thing was the first 2 movies were loaded. Expendables 3 did add people, like Ronda Rousey and everything. That was for story reason, was that Barney Ross didn't want his team to get hurt, but they still, even then, they brought in Mel Gibson, they brought in Antonio Banderas. So I respectfully disagree with how you view those movies, Malcolm, and I would recommend you go back and watch them again and see how they were supposed to be films made up of 80s and 90s action stars, and this new one they're not, and they're probably gonna not have Stallone in it, because I guess Stallone was like, I don't know, I don't really want to do these fucking movies anymore, Jason. Can you just kill me?
Do you think if I write a Mamma Mia 3?
Yeah. Mama Fria?
No, Mamma Mia.
Mamma Mia.
If it's called Mamma Mia, here we go again. What's
that's what you would say, Mama Fria. So we had the first one, Mamma Mia. Mamma Mia, here we go again. Mamma Mia. What is it? Yeah, but
I think it should be called. I think it should be how can I resist you?
The thing is, Malcolm, is like Randy Couture, he was at least a wrestler. Like that's closer than, and he was like it's closer than fucking Megan Fox. And also, like, the whole idea of casting him was like he was a big, imposing dude for Stallone to fight in the movie. Look, Malcolm, I love you. You're my friend. But if you're going to try and fight me about the Expendables movies, you're going to lose. As one as that, I love that trilogy of movies. And also, Expendables 3 is. It's right there. I got the poster of it. And everything.
I never watched. I've only watched the second one.
Dude, they're fun movies. They're throwback action movies.
Oh no, I love the second one.
They don't.
I took my sister and my cousin,
dude,
my female cousin, to watch the second one. They were like, "What the fuck are we watching?"
Two of my favorite lines in that movie are Stallone after spoilers, Liam Hemsworth is killed and they're going after Van Damme, and it just goes to Stallone's like, we track him, find him, kill him. And then Chuck Norris, where it's like, I got bit by a king cobra. After 3 agonizing days, the cobra finally died. And I'm like, yeah. Yeah. Again, those movies understood that. That second movie is so freaking full of great moments. I'll be back. You've been back enough. I'll be back. Yippee-ki-yay. And then they're driving around the smart car. Dude, and then one of my favorite understated moments is when Barney Ross goes to fight when Barney Ross goes to... All right, Malcolm, the point is that most of the cast was made up of action stars from the 80s and 90s. Yes, it was peppered with wrestlers and Jason Statham, who was... but look at the cast list for Expendables 4. There's no one. The villain isn't being played by someone who was an 80s, 90s action star. Like, that's what I'm saying, is this movie is just a schlocky action movie that's being released in September. Like, whatever. Back to what I was saying. He goes to fight Van Damme, and he's like taking off like his guns and his like his bulletproof vest. Van Damme just has this moment where he goes, "Oh, it's fucking great."
You know, man. Sorry, you and Malcolm are having an interesting conversation. I'm reading updates about.
Yeah, you're trying to think of your Mamma Mia 3 title. The thing is Malcolm right now, and I love Malcolm, is literally just searching up the IMDb's of these actors to attempt to prove me wrong. There's way, like, I love Malcolm, but I don't think offhand he knows that Jason Statham was only in one 90s action movie. I love you, but I know for a fact, because I've never heard you once talk about Jason Statham, ever. Just saying.
You know, Malcolm, why don't you come to the show next week and prove Matt wrong, and we'll do a Jason Statham trivia down.
Knowing my luck, Malcolm's probably written like an episode of Full Metal Random on Jason Statham, so he has like all the questions already written up, and he knows all the answers.
Let's ask you guys questions about Jason Statham.
I don't care about Jason Statham, and also that's the thing. Nobody went in to watch the Expendables movies because, oh, cool, Jason Statham. Like, I'm sure people were liked them, but they were like, shit, I get to see Rocky Balboa and Ivan Drago and Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like, I can see all these guys.
Jason Statham plays Super Agent Rick Ford in this 2015 comedy.
Jason Statham is actually one of my all-time favorite actors. Well, I guess you. Different source for different folks, I suppose. Congratulations, Malcolm. Well, in the 5 years I've known you, I've never heard that before. But I guess you learn new things every day. Still, the point of fact is how this started was me just not being excited for the movie. That's a good title for the movie.
Mamma Mia, right?
Yeah. Mama. I still think Mamma 3 is what it should be.
No, I think it has to be Mamma Mia. How can I resist you?
That's a good one. Yeah, Malcolm. Let's just drop this. I'm just not excited for the movie because pretty much all the characters that I care about aren't in it anymore. The focus is being taken off of Barney Ross. I'll give them credit. Unlike Creed 3, they at least still have Stallone in it in some capacity. So kudos to them.
Dude, I watched the last 8 Jason Statham movies.
Nice. I'm very proud for you. And which was your favorite?
It would be 12 if I have watched
I actually want to
Mechanic
watch the
Resurrection.
Meg movies. That trailer for the Meg 2 looked pretty damn fun, I gotta be honest.
The first one is actually fun. I'm surprised they give it a 7 out of 10 on IMDb.
Like, here's my question about them though. Are they actually as dumb schlocky fun as that trailer for the second one made it look, or do they try to be like horror movies?
No, they know what the fuck they're doing.
Okay, good. Now I'm like genuinely excited to watch them then, because that was
I just find funny that Jason Statham actually takes it. I think he's the only person taking it seriously.
But you need
like
that.
everybody else knows that it's stupid.
But that's the thing, in those movies, you need like the one guy who's taking it seriously.
Yeah.
You know, you need like, you need the one dude who's going to be like, these sharks attacking are the most serious thing that's ever happened. My father was killed by a shark. I just have a feeling that's a plot point in that first movie. My father was Quint from Jaws. He was killed by the shark. So we'll hunt him now. Dude, you imagine if they did that? They connected it to Jaws. Like, I grew up on Amity Island, and in the 70s, my father was killed.
I think these movies they take place like in China. I think it's more.
They're trying to hit that market. It's like that one Transformers movie with Mark Wahlberg. Dude, you know what I respect about? And I've never seen the movie. As I've talked about before, I've only ever seen the second Transformers movie, aside from the anime one from the 80s. Something I respect about that fourth Transformers movie, Michael Bay found a way to hit both Chinese and American audiences because he set like the last act in China. But there's also that moment when Mark Wahlberg takes a fucking Bud Light, smashes the bottle, and just chucks it, and also finds a football.
Dude, just looking about Meg 2, fucking movie costs $130 million, has made 390 worldwide.
Jesus, dude, but you know what it is, man? That's just like, I don't know, man. People just want dumb fun. I think that's what it is, I think people just want dumb fun sometimes. And that's not a bad thing. I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it's
it's fucking surprising how much money this movie. Like, I think they have to. Dude, you have to study films like this.
Dude, it probably also plays extremely well overseas.
No, yeah, that's why. Like, it only made 80 million in the States and 300 million.
Because the thing is about those movies is like action movie. That's why the Expendables movies do really well. Is like movies that have a lot of like big kinetic action sequences. They always do well because like you don't need dialogue for that. Like anyone can watch it and understand what's happening in it.
Like the latest Transformers make 438 on a.
Yeah. Like,
I think we talk about this. You just have to try to bring those budgets down.
I think we did talk about this last week. Yeah, we talked about this before because budgets, and those budgets don't involve marketing or reshoots normally, or like any of the number of things that happen after a movie is made and released, or in the lead up to a release. You just have to bring the budgets down. The thing is like a lot of times that's actors getting, like Jason Statham probably made a pretty good amount of money off of that movie. Like that's the other thing is like, don't feed into egos of actors, because the thing is like at the end of the day, Jason Statham is like, he's gonna make these movies. Or you know what you do if you're really smart? Fucking just offer these actors like part of the percentage of the gross. Like take a little bit of a pay cut, but hey, you get a little bit of the gross.
It says here on a Collider article that Satan was probably paid around $20 million for the Meg 2.
Yeah. You think Jason Statham really needed to be paid $20 million? No. But you know what I'm saying? Like, because those are always, those
No,
bring up
dude,
budgets all the
like
time. Like,
I respect the guy because he knows his market. Like he say, I'm just gonna do action movies with a cast that's probably gonna get me like
Jason
a
Statham
nice,
knows his niche. He's
yeah,
like,
a nice money. He's gonna do Fast and the Furious movies where he's because
Mhm.
what I heard, I heard it from a reporter that Vin Diesel pays well for those Fast and the Furious appearances. That's why they're so expensive.
yeah. But no,
Like he pays well.
that's the thing is like, and I respect that when actors are just like, yeah, I don't really care about being typecasted. I'm cool with it. Just gonna do this, and I'm
Yeah,
gonna be good at it.
and he does Guy Ritchie movies, which
Mhm.
they don't make a lot of money. But
It's like what do you call it? Trying to think
Wrath
of
of
another
Man.
actor like that. Trying to think of other actors off the top of my head who just like have their niche and stick in it. Um,
Nobody know.
yeah, like current day people, because like I'm thinking of like like Arnold Schwarzenegger for the longest time was doing action movies, but then he got into the '90s where he started to do
No,
other types of movies.
but I think Arnold was like a worldwide star, and this thing
Yeah.
that man's to a level, but like he doesn't have
Oh,
that
that's what you're
worldwide
talking about.
appeal.
Well, then Van Damme is the same thing. Van Damme just knows his niche. That's
Yeah,
why
Van Damme during the 90s, 2000s,
Van
not
Damme
right
during
now
the
though.
'90s was like, okay, so I'm gonna just do like mostly martial arts movies, and I'll do a few run and gun movies, but I'm gonna throw my martial arts in there, dude. And he's one of the guys who has embraced the direct to streaming films. Like he's just like,
Yeah.
this is my niche. I'll do this. You know, I love Van Damme. Dude's hilarious. But yeah, no, and he probably makes a decent amount of money on his movies, but like, yeah, no, he doesn't have to be like a global star. Like him and Jason Statham, like dude, I'm a massive Van Damme fan. I'll show you. I downloaded I I downloaded his app to where you save dogs from aliens, okay? It's freaking awesome. Okay. It's so much fun actually. Like I'm a massive Van Damme fan. But like the guy knows his
I'm thinking
niche.
of somebody else.
It's like Steven Seagal knew his niche in the early '90s. It's just too bad that his ego got way too inflated and he started just making shit and like Van Damme is one of those guys who like eased his way into the direct to DVD like streaming stuff, whereas Seagal had to go there to still make movies.
There has to be another actor that usually like performs in the box office world and or actress.
What, who just like has their niche and sticks in it?
Yeah.
It's hard because like so many actors because I feel like typecasting has become this like evil word, to where it's like you don't want to be typecasted, and it's like like at its most basic, like typecasting literally means you're just being cast as a type. Like typecasting was genuinely created for casting directors for like background actors, like guys who had like a cop look. They got casted as cops in TV shows and movies and everything. It
You
then
know
turned in.
who? Well, I think Adam Sandler for a while. Not anymore because he usually just does Netflix shit now.
I guess. I don't. I mean, I.
But he was doing his own movies. He was casting
But
himself in
that's.
his own films.
But
So
you're talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger doesn't fall into it because he was like, oh, I feel the same thing about Adam Sandler. Like Adam Sandler, Jim Carrey, yeah, they were massive stars. Yeah, they were doing their
yeah.
comedy movies, but they were
Dude,
like,
but
if you're talking just like the mid-level like guys who are like typecasted,
will
like
you agree with me that Carey made like more interesting choices comedy wise than Adam Sandler?
yeah, Sandler played. They both played to their strengths. The thing is just again, comedy is subjective, and I think Carrie is just so manic. It allowed him to play. You look at 1994. It allowed him to play Ace Ventura, Stanley Ipkiss and The Mask, and Lloyd. I want to say he was Lloyd in Dumb and Dumber, and they all feel like separate. Like The Mask doesn't like it has hints, but like he's not talking out of his ass. Like it, you know. Whereas Adam Sandler, like you can see like Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, you know, like Happy Gilmore is just kind of a smarter version of Billy Madison, you know, like he, and again, it is that's what people want. Like he's funny. I love Happy Gilmore, you know, like he's hilarious, you know. I even like Grown Ups 1 and 2, like, but yeah, no, I think Carrie. I think it just comes down to I think Carrie. I mean, Jesus, if you even look at their sketch comedy shows, I think Carrie was doing way more interesting stuff in Living Color than Sandler was doing on SNL. Both really funny. I'm just saying. I think Carrie, and again, I just think that goes back to just like I think Carrie just like I don't know. He didn't allow himself to get tied down to just one type of thing. Whereas Sandler,
and I think like Sandler right now is falling to that late 90s, early 2000s Carrie, where he's doing like more interesting drama shit. Dude, it's like Adam Sandler. Have you watched Hustlers? Came out last year. It's about basketball.
No, and I also have not seen Uncut Gems.
Like, he's so damn good. Like,
no, again, dude.
Like,
okay, part of the movie is really silly, but fuck it. I've always known Adam Sandler was really good when I saw Click when I was a kid. That end shit, dude. That end part of the movie when he flashes all the way forward and he's like the old man, and he finds like that scene when he goes back to the last time he saw his dad. Like, oh yeah, it's fucking great. But like, you feel that shit when you watch that movie. Like, and dude. I'm sorry, but the moment that leads to his heart attack, to where his daughter calls Sean Astin dad, like you feel that shit. Like, and even the moment, like it's kind of a dumb moment, but even that moment when oh my god, when Christopher Walken tells him like I'm an angel of death, like his response to that is just like, and then yeah, when he's watching his like robotic self like basically tell his dad off, and he's like, you stupid son of a bitch, look at the man, like, and then he just keeps replaying the part where Henry Winkler is like, I love you, son. Like, I'm sorry, he's fucking great. So is Jim Carrey. Watch Truman Show. Like, and you know what the thing is? It comes from the fact that most, if not all, people who are comedians got some shit inside of here. They just chose to use comedy to get around it instead of the other part. But that means that they got shit they can tap into for roles like that. And it's fantastic. And that's why I'm really happy that Sandler did stuff like Uncut Gems or Hustlers or something like that. Because like I said, yeah, there's fart jokes and everything, but like genuinely, since I was a kid, I was like, wow, Adam Sandler like made me feel something in this movie. Like, and then also it's super funny to where he wakes up and the fucking guy is like, you know, you're not supposed to sleep on the beds. I mean, I do it too, though.
You you sleep on the fucking mall beds?
No, I'm quoting the movie. Remember when he wakes up at Bed Bath Beyond and he's like lying on the bed, and the employee is like, so you're not really supposed to sleep on the beds? No, no, that's don't do that. If you go to the mall or even a furniture store, don't lie on the mats, because one, you're not even really supposed to, and two, you don't fucking know what's laid on there before you.
You can take some texts to your house.
You can take some shit back to your house, man. Like, just don't do it. Don't be ridiculous.
Have you watched Men of the Moon? Men from the Moon? What's the name? Men
No,
of the
but
Moon?
I've seen reviews of it. I
The
did, however, unfortunately see that.
Man on the Moon. Man on the Moon.
I did unfortunately see some of that on Jim and Andy doc, and like, man, Jim Carrey was a real
The
prick
movie.
making that movie.
No,
What an asshole!
the movie is amazing.
Did you ever watch Taxi though?
I watched it, but I don't remember.
Yeah, no, just because that's
Taxi from 2004 or Taxi like the. Because I watched the one with Queen Latifah. That's the one I remember.
Oh my god, I'm talking about the one with Andy Kaufman, the show from the
no.
70s.
No.
That is a main part of Man on the Moon.
No. Well, that's what.
Was it going to be talking about the show or the movie? I'm talking about the show.
Oh, that's the name of the show they were making?
Yeah, it was Taxi. That was the show he was on and he got fired from because
yes, I remember. Yeah.
It has one of the funniest scenes in the world. It's Christopher Lloyd. He plays Priest, and he's taking his driver's test, like to get like his permit. And there's a part where like, because the thing is they're all like taxi drivers and everything, and he's like trying to get the answers from them. So he's like, "What does the yellow light mean?" And one of the guys is like, "Slow down," and he's like, "What does the yellow light mean?" And they're like, "Slow down." He goes, "What does the yellow light mean?" I've only seen one episode of the show and didn't like that either. Fair enough. Personally, watch 3 episodes and then you can judge the show. I don't think it's fair to judge a show based off of 1 episode. Hence why I watched all 3 episodes of Andor before I turned it off and didn't give a shit about it. That's just me. I mean, it's also like, if you're not into sitcoms, particularly from that era, I can also understand. I like 70s and 80s sitcoms, so that's why I like that stuff. Although it's not the best 20 ends a sitcom. That's Who's the Boss. Love that. Love that show. There's a time for love and a time for men. Take the chance and face the wind. Open road and road. Brand new life around the bend.
The thing is, watch Man on the Moon so you can cry a little bit.
Yeah, I've heard it's emotional.
And you can appreciate Milos Forman.
Do you believe? Now here's the question. Now I love that song that comes from that movie or is about Andy Kaufman, Man on the Moon. Fucking great song. Do you believe we put a man on the moon? Do you believe Andy Kaufman actually died, or is it just one long prank? He's ready to pull.
I think he.
You imagine though, he just fucking at one point just pops back up. He's like, "Hey guys, I never actually died." Because that's the thing, man. Andy Kaufman, that's the kind of shit that he could do.
Well, I guess I need to watch. I need to watch more Milos Forman directions.
Milos Forman. I like 70s and 80s sitcoms. Also, I never said I stopped watching because of that one episode of saying, all right, fair enough. Streaming does that. Tubi takes stuff off all the time. It's super annoying. It's always when I just find that it's on Tubi that like 3 weeks later it's gone. It's fucking bullshit. Yeah.
La verga. Sorry. What else can we talk about? You know what movie I watched? I know you watched recently.
What movie did I watch recently? Joyride?
No. I watched the most
recent movie. Yeah.
Do you like that?
Okay, so this is the thing. Unfortunately, it did exactly what I thought it was going to do from the trailers, which is it's going to be really funny, but then the last act is going to try to have its heart to it. I'm like,
I think that happens with 99% of comedy
I know,
movies.
but I was just like it
And it's
because
one
it
of the
was
things I don't like.
so funny at the start, and then I just was so fucking bored. Like, she's great in it though. She better be doing like more, like
Who is
Jennifer
she?
Lawrence. Jennifer Lawrence should be doing
Oh,
more.
that's
Like
no
that.
hard feelings, bro.
Oh, is that no hard fans? Oh, I'm sorry. You know what it was?
I
I
like.
got an email from Lionsgate about Joyride, and so that's why it was in my head because I was looking at before
Oh,
we
now
got
you
on.
get emails from the
Because
studios. I see.
when you sign up like for like digital copies, it's like, do you want
Oh,
us to email you like offers and updates? And I sometimes forget to not click that box, and so I get emails like that. They're just like, hey, Joyride's available on Blu-ray. Go buy it. Yeah, sorry, I was talking about no hard feelings. But yeah, unfortunately, it 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 was good. I recommend it to people, but just the last like 20 minutes of the movie, I just was like,
you want to know like
dude. But yo,
when
that
they
beach, though.
no like I'm like
It was a little
I'm
awkward
into
watching with my mom, but hey, what can we
I
do?
I'm into this emotional thing that happens in comedies, but it really moved me when they hate each other, right? But they
Yeah.
just care about each other so much that it's like fuck off, you know, like they're fouled up.
No,
I
I
get
felt you feel bad for the kid. You feel bad for the kid. Um, definitely, but like I don't know. It's just I think because when I saw the trailers, I think I just saw that like you knew that the twist was gonna
oh
come,
yes
that
yes
he was gonna
yes,
know
yes.
that she was basically getting paid to date him. Like I just you know I think it's one of those things where it's like a movie that has like a guy's line or something. It's like, oh well, we know in the third act it's like Wedding Crashers. Wedding Crashers is great, but then the third act where they got to do that bullshit, and it's like the only part. But Wedding Crashers get saved because of Vince Vaughn and Isla Fisher, to where she reveals that she's not actually a virgin. She's just been fucking with him this whole time
Dude, but it's
because
hard.
that movie gives you the bullshit Owen Wilson, Rachel McAdams third act lie revealed, but then they also had the Vince Vaughn Isla Fisher to where it's fucking hilarious and it makes Vince Vaughn fall in love with her. So it's fantastic.
Let me
Wedding
look at
Crashers
movies from
is
last year.
stellar.
So
Wedding
comedies
Crashers
from
is
last
so
year.
good. Yeah.
Have you watched Bros? Bros. No.
Rose? No.
Okay,
Saw
so that one
so
pulls
many ads
this.
for it though.
No, that one pulls the exact same thing.
Mhm.
I mean, like, this is romantic comedies because at the end it's a like it's a romantic comedy.
Yeah, it's a rom com. So
Because
it's like Knocked Up. Like Knocked Up's really funny,
yeah.
but it's also a lot more interested in the romance of it than
Yeah,
just the
like Banshees of Inisherin. It's a comedy, but it's not the same kind of comedy.
yeah, no. Anytime you have a number genre attached to comedy, just know that it's usually going to try to lean into that other genre more than even something like Groundhog Day. Funny movie, but it leans really hard into the romance, and that's fine, But that's
Yeah.
it's just what it is.
There's not a lot of fucking Oh, Marry Me. I like the Jennifer Lopez and Owen Wilson movie. That
I
one
didn't
was
see that one. That was another one that I saw a ton of because that was an Amazon movie, right?
No, there's that new. No, Marry Me is from last year. The Amazon movie came out like in June, I think July.
No. I meant like wasn't Marry Me like an Amazon like?
No.
It
Oh,
wasn't.
whoa! I watch in theaters. I don't know if
I
it's.
feel like it was
if
an
it's
Amazon like Prime movie,
No, I've been.
like Air was.
Well, I didn't watch. I didn't watch any romantic comedies last
All
year.
right. Why the fuck you
Well,
get up my ass about this? Speaking of which, I should probably watch Air again. I've only watched it 5 times last week. No, I'm kidding. I haven't actually seen it since theaters, honestly. Still my favorite movie of the year, though. Fucking
no, I was
stellar.
thinking the movie I was actually talking about is Are You There? Go to Me, Margaret.
Dude, incredible film.
So good. So good.
It's amazing. I saw it. So my library, they do like a matinee movie on Fridays at 2. And last month, one of the movies was Are You There, Godspeed, Margaret? I saw it. Stellar movie. I wish nothing but the best for that young actress. So good.
You know who she is? She plays Ant-Man's daughter.
I knew she looked a little familiar to me. Oh, Rachel McAdams was also fantastic in that. The guy they have playing her husband, really good too. Yeah, just a really
I don't know. I was
just a
went to
really sweet movie. That's what I'll say about it. It's just such a sweet film. You know,
no, it reminds you of that. Like
it's one of my
you see
favorite movies
from
of the
the
year.
perspective.
Like,
Yeah, you see it
I'm
from
not gonna lie. It might be my number 2 behind Air. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's really
it's my
good.
number. It's my number 7.
It's really good.
It just
I
reminds
have to
you of
look
that
at Letterboxd, but it's such a good movie.
figuring yourself out as a teen preteen, like in puberty, like it's puberty. Like you don't know what the fuck's going on and why other people have dead boys as a guy.
Spoilers from the movie.
You know, as
to an extent. Spoilers from the movie to an extent, but like that moment near the end when she goes after her teacher and she's like, "You're a really good teacher," and he's just like taken aback by it. Like, thank you, Margaret. Like, it's really really good. Yeah, looking at the movies I've seen this year, yeah, I think Air and Are You There? God, It's Me, Margaret are my 2 favorites. Fantastic movie. And look, we're 2 like guys. You know, it's a movie that are dealing with issues about like, you know, young girls, but like I didn't feel like excluded in that. Like it. Blonde girl though. What a jerk. What a jerk. She pulls shady.
Sorry, it's because my mic's sent.
Yeah,
I think we all have met somebody like that.
Oh, 100%. We've all met somebody like that.
Like
who
we all.
Yeah. No.
Who just lies. Yeah, just lies, and it's like
they create a circle and then they have to be at the top of the circle, so they feel the necessity, and sometimes the only way they can do that is through lying. It's
like it just feels so human at the like it's something when she's
moment,
in the bathroom getting her period for the first time and she doesn't know what the fuck to do. It's like, yeah,
and then Rachel McAdams is like, okay. Well, no, also that moment when the tall girl calls Margaret out and her friends, like, it's so real, and like for Margaret to like be confronted with like, wow, yeah, I was like being an asshole, and dude, the entire sequence with the grandparents all being at the house and like that whole idea that she like hates religion and this is why, like, it's fantastic. Like, I saw 2 movies like that this year. One came out this year, one came out last year. The other one being A Man Called Otto. And it's like, do fucking small movies that are just able to focus on character and just do, like, again, that's why Air and Are You There, God, It's Me, Margaret are my 2 favorite movies of the year. Because they're both not massive movies. You know? Like, they're not. But when you do that,
$90 million, but let's ignore that.
Well, that's just because you have Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. I know. But you know what I mean? Like, they're not.
Yes, I understand. Like, it's
Dungeons
not this
and
big
Dragons,
scale action
Avengers.
film.
Like, they're small stories, and that allows these characters to thrive. And it's really really good. It's such a movie I really want to show my mom because I think she would really like it. Both of them, A Man Called Otto and
it did lose me kind of at the end, dude. Sorry, because I was more interested on the growing up aspect of the film than the religious inner
But
debate of Margaret.
but the thing is that's part of her journey of growing up.
Oh yeah. I understand
Remember, the
that,
whole
but
thing
it's kind of
she, at the beginning of the movie, she's given the assignment to write a research paper about religion. Like it's part of her journey. Is that, yeah, and I think it's also handled really well. And also, Rachel McAdams' parents are, you know what they are? There's those fucking classic dicks who just don't give a shit about, and then they're like, "We're sold. We want to have a connection with our grandchild," and it's like,
dude. And
you pricks.
Kathy Bates Kathy Bates is so good as
But
as a
that's because it's
grandma.
Kathy Bates. Show me a movie where Kathy Bates is bad.
Have you watched Three Men and a Dog?
No, I
Exactly.
bet you she's even good in it.
That movie does
Still,
not
okay,
exist.
fine. But still, Kathy Bates she's just a stellar actress. She's amazing.
How did I disassemble this in last time? Sorry, I'm trying to figure out my stand.
Abe's just over here trying to fix his mic stand.
Dude, it's because I broke it. Look, I broke it once. Here it's like
fine.
the glue left over. And then I just broke it again. But I don't know how I fucking disassembled this the last time.
That
I don't know if
I have no answer to, my child. I can't tell you. Can't tell you.
maybe I have to open everything. Oh, there you go. I see what I did.
Hey kids, watch as Abe repairs his mic stand on camera. Yeah, no.
Oh my god, I
yeah.
broke it even more.
Nice fucking job. Yes, anybody who hasn't seen Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret? Go watch
Matt, you have to fill this empty air time, you know? Like, that's one of the first rules about television.
All right. Guess I'll just strip. Okay. I can do that pretty
Dude, how the
easily.
fuck? Oh my god, I know what the fuck. It has a fucking screw.
Mm-hmm. Is that it? Repair?
Yes.
What are you doing, you son of a bitch?
No wonder I was never gonna be able to fucking take it out.
No
What are
wonder
we
why
doing?
Abe's never going to be able to satisfy a woman.
What? I don't care.
Anything.
That's why I pay for it.
That's why I pay for it, so I never have to feel anything.
No, you do for it.
So I never have to form a real connection.
That's the best part.
Oh, fuck. Hit that tag team thing again. God damn it.
There you go.
What?
It should be a fucking engineer. Do you feel so manly when you're able to like fix things?
Yes, actually, genuinely. Yeah, and it doesn't
Like
happen a lot.
when you build like I bought this exercise bench and it took me like 4 hours building it and I had to use like 3 different tools because
Dude, motherfucker, I'm not even talking. I'm talking about like simple shit. Like one of the door handles in my house is like loose, and I just like take a screwdriver and just like repair it. I'm just like feel like a man. Or if it's a really small screw and I take my Swiss Army knife and that's how I do it, then I really well. I also feel like MacGyver when I do that.
yeah.
But then I see my brother-in-law. Like I was, oh my god, so funny. 2 weeks ago, I was house sitting and dog sitting for them, and they're redoing their downstairs bathroom, but the door got jammed, and so I was trying to like open it because they didn't have like skeleton key or anything. So I went to the garage because that's where my brother-in-law has all his tools, and I was like, he has some he has the big chest, and then he's got all shit. My dad's the same way in the basement. Like I just was like, I'm not really a man, am I?
I think it's a progression
I mean,
in
but he's
every
also
man's.
like an electrician, like
No,
you know,
I know,
like
but like it's a progression in every man's life to buy a toolbox.
yeah, to buy at least a toolbox. Yes.
I was forced to do it because I broke my car
Also, by the
belt,
way, it's not just a man
and I
thing;
had
it's also just like a good thing to buy.
no,
A
I know, but
toolbox.
we're talking about man
No,
here,
no,
Matthew.
you feel. I'm sorry. You feel manly. When my grandmother lived with us and her cable box wasn't working, and I went back there and I fixed the coaxial cable and it started working, I felt like a man.
Yeah, like when a woman. This was but
Dude,
let's talk
even if it's
about
my
the
brother, I
man.
don't give a shit.
No,
I just feel like
that
a man.
let's talk about the male experience here. When somebody asks you, "Hey, can you fix this?"
Abe, you know what we
Of
need to do?
course.
We need to write our own version of Are You There, God's Me, Margaret, but like the Martin version.
Well, we call it "Are you there, Jesus?" It's me,
No, no,
Jose.
no. No, it's yo, geez, it's me. You got time to talk?
It's me, Jose.
It's me, Jose. It's Jesus. It's me, Jose.
Time.
You got time? And then, but like any insecure man, they go, if you don't, that's fine. I totally understand, but you're free. We can talk. It's up to you. Balls in your court. Because that's being a man. Is sometimes just being insecure and being like, I don't want to bother you, but you got time. You know.
And of
Even
course,
with your, I'm sorry, even with your closest male friends, you will still
like
be like that. You will still go.
what? Sorry, can you repeat it?
I was just saying, even with your closest male friends, you will still have those times where you're like, I don't want to bother you. So if you don't have time to talk, like it's fine. It's cool. It's okay.
dude, I fucking called them 8 times. Like
Like my
motherfucker, answer
mom
the
just
fucking phone.
died. My mom just died. But if you're doing something else, we don't have to talk about it right now. It's cool. It's okay. I think I've literally done that with you like several times. To where I'm
Really?
just like, we don't have to talk. It's okay.
Oh,
Like you do that shit. Like, and it's not. And again, you don't do it in this sort of like, oh, man, I can handle my own fucking problem. It's literally just an insecurity. Like, it's okay. It's fine. I'll take care of it myself. It's cool. You know why? Because we were fed a bunch of bullshit when we were growing up that we have to be fucking man. We can't have no
dude,
problems or nothing. We
the
fix shit,
I don't
including
know.
ourselves.
I don't know if you ever talk with a guy that's not used to talk about their feelings. Because it
I'm
has
sorry.
happened to me. Like, have you ever
Wait,
talked
what?
to a guy that's not? Have you ever talked to like a friend or something that is not used to talk about their feelings?
Um,
Or like
no, not
personal
really, because
things?
I'm usually a pretty good judge of. Because I don't share my feelings with people. I don't feel like I can. Like, I
No,
love
but
my
like,
brother-in-law, but I'm never going to have an in-depth emotional conversation with my
I
brother-in-law.
know, no, but like, but let me make my point. So
Or even
I
my
was
dad,
remembering,
probably.
because like with some friends like older, because I always had
Mhm.
like this open relationship with my friends,
Yeah.
like hey, motherfucker, this happened.
Well, okay.
I
So
feel
when
like
I was
shit.
in
I'm crying.
high school, so when I was in, even then, because I was going to say now I have friends who I feel like I could talk to. That's like one to me. That's one of the like things for us to be friends. I feel like maybe not everything, but like certainly like if I'm having a shit day, like if I need to be able to feel like I can vent, to you. Um, but yeah, no. So I've never really had that to where like someone was just like caught off guard about it. I can't say but I totally can understand it because again and again, it's just one of those things to where it's just like, that's just how society be. Like,
No, well, the point that it's trying to make is like there's some guys like talking about the male experience that are not used to being heard about the things they feel, dude.
But
And
yeah,
I've encountered several friends with things that I just open, like like I'm usually an open book. I don't really care because I don't really care about those shit. Like that things I really care about, nobody know. Like I tell my the things I tell, like I look like an open book, but what I'm telling you is because I don't care.
mhm.
The point is that like there's a lot of guys that they don't have that, and I've encountered friends like, "Whoa, I really trust you." Oh, I never talked to with somebody before, and it's kind of
Because
really sad being
no,
a guy and
I'm
like
just saying.
being 20 and never have banded about your feelings about whatever. It's kind of
I'm
really
not
hard.
trying to get dark when I say a statistic, but there's a reason why most suicides are committed by men because they bottle everything up because they don't feel like they can talk to anybody. And you can, like what you're saying, you imagine being 20 years old and for all that time never feeling like you can talk to anybody. Like, that's fucking rough. And that is why, like, I've to my friends, I've always tried to instill, like, you can talk to me. Like, if you just need to vent, like, I've genuinely, because I've done it before. If you just need to vent and you just need to do it to somebody, do it to me. Like, I'm cool. I'm here for you. Like I'm here for you. So if you just need to vent and not talk about it, fine. If you want to vent and talk about it, fine. Like, please, if you are watching this and you are man, woman, we're just talking about men because me and Nate are men, and we've had these moments to where we don't feel like we can share things. You know, do it. Find somebody, therapists, like, like therapy. I've been in it. Like, do it. Like, it will help. Find find a family member. Find a friend. Like, if you're still in school, your guidance counselors, every college has an on-campus therapist. Fucking even your like doctor, like your regular doctor, you go to a physical, fucking talk to them, and they can maybe get you in contact with somebody. And if you are at a point, call the suicide hotline, and they will as well. And the thing is about those hotlines is, and they always say, you don't have to have like the gun in your mouth. You can just be feeling stuff, and that's what they're there for. Like, please understand, there are people who care about you. Like, just don't feel like you have to bottle everything up because you're going to pop. Like, and again, I get it. I've been in those situations to where I've been made to feel like I shouldn't be sharing my emotions and I shouldn't be talking about it. It's fucking rough. Like, it's the biggest bullshit in the world that, like, to be considered a man, you can't share your emotions. Sylvester Stallone is one of the manliest men ever. John Rambo, one of the manliest characters ever created. In his first fucking film, it ends with him breaking down and crying and sharing the story about watching his friend die in his arms. Okay? Fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger, one of the most manliest men, the Terminator, one of those manliest characters. Literally, Terminator 2 ends with him telling John Connor, I know now why you cry, but this is something I can never do. Like, these are manly heroes, and they fucking share their emotions, so you can too. Sorry.
And
I just had
look, I don't add more to this. I think you said it all. But even something that I has worked for me, like just talk by yourself, record yourself, and listen to yourself. Like, dude, I've recorded myself like 20 minutes just venting about things, and that shit it's therapeutic.
I'm going to be honest. There there was a member of this channel when I joined that made me feel certain ways. I can't tell you how many times I recorded podcast episodes that were just me trying to figure shit out with this person, like by myself. And you know what? They were never released, they were never even saved. Deleted them after I did it, but holy shit, it feels so good to just like release. But the thing is like you shouldn't always just release into the ether. Like there's
No,
somebody.
sometimes you have to listen to yourself.
Oh yeah,
To understand.
sometimes you have to be introspective because like sometimes you just have to be that's everybody, but just like don't have that just be your crutch. Like find somebody that, like I said, find somebody that you just need to vent to, like who you're just like I just need to vent. Like dude, fucking at my old job, that was our HR person Vicky. There was a time when my dad was in the hospital after I had some surgery and shit was happening at home, and I went in one day and I just say, hey Vicky, I literally said to her, I'm like, I just got some like verbal diarrhea. Like, do you have time? And she said yes. And I sat there and I just talked about all these things and we talked it through. Like it's dude, I've been dealing with depression for like the past 2 years. Like it happens to the best of us. Like it's hard, but like it's hard, but it becomes so much harder when you feel like you have to deal with it yourself. Like that's when it becomes the hardest because it's like you can't. No one can. We're not designed to deal with this shit by ourselves. Like we just aren't. Yeah. So. Whew, kind of rough. This is why me and Abe need to write our own coming of age film. So this shit right here.
We're gonna, instead of boob growing, we're gonna talk about pubic hair.
We must increase the thrust. That'll be our version of that.
Dude, like, kid, like, growing up, like, I know it may sound weird, but that's one of, like, oh, do you have hairs down there already? Yeah, like,
dude,
what?
Do you not remember being shown the video in 5th grade gym class when they separated the boys and the girls? And you watched the video and then...
my son was never like that, dude. Mexico's not like that.
Oh, see, so our school, 5th grade, we had that day to where they separated the boys and the girls because we lucked out that we had a male gym teacher and a female gym teacher. And so the female teacher took the female 5th graders to one classroom. We went to another. We watched a video. And then I remember, which was actually really smart, our gym teacher gave us all index cards and like had us write our questions on there. So it was all like anonymous. And then he'd like try to answer them to the best of his abilities. But like, yeah, it was like, bless the heart of those gym teachers because like, that's gotta be like a rough thing to just have like, how old are you when you're like at what, most 11 in 5th grade?
5th grade, yes, 11.
Yeah, like a bunch of 11-year-olds that just like,
dude,
this is their introduction to shit that they have no like, dude. That was the first time I ever heard what a fucking wet dream was. I didn't know what that was. Yeah.
So I was raised on a really non-conservative house. Mm-hmm. So sex, I mean, of course it's a taboo, but it was not like a full taboo. Like my mom was never afraid, or my dad, of expressing like the things, like how things were. Mm-hmm. So like at 5th grade, I was aware of what, and I was a kid that would like to read, and I have my encyclopedia where it will talk about sex. So I was kind of prepared for those things,
Yeah.
Like I was not afraid to say the word penis or vagina.
Vagina.
5th grade me, my teacher is explaining this, like we're talking about sexual reproduction in human beings and how it's done. And I'm in a Catholic school, so all these guys are probably like, most of them have never heard about sex before.
Oh yeah, probably.
Right? About anything about growing up. And everybody, like, you can feel just how everybody's so fucking in trouble on the conversation because like sex. And there's a pause my teacher makes, and I just say, and that's how babies are made. Nobody laughs. True. And the teacher just like, no, I cannot do this. You guys aren't ready. Because of me.
How babies are made.
Yeah, everybody hated me, and I
Yeah.
will take that blame. But I think
I
it's that it's like they
yeah
were not like I've always been like, yes, this is how it works, and
yeah
especially
no I
like
didn't,
we had like the sex talks like in seventh grade. Well, I think every year you had one, and it's like I would listen to the people's questions like, what the fuck are you asking, bro? How you don't know this about your? Because for me, it was always so normal.
yeah.
Like it's something nice about I had
In
like
my
growing
house,
up.
we never. I don't want to say my parents were conservative. We just like I gotta be honest, never had the sex talk with either of my parents growing up.
No,
There
I
was
mean,
never that moment.
I don't remember what it was. I don't know what we were talking about once. Like I
Mhm.
was younger, like 15, because my dad would never talk about it. My mom was more.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it's
Oh,
like I don't know
I've
what was
talked
the topic. Somebody got pregnant or whatever. But my
about.
mom said like that's why I don't hide those things from you guys. You know, like
No, it's true. There's benefits. There's it's hard because it's like eventually they're gonna have to learn, but it's also like maybe a 5-year-old doesn't need to know everything. But again, that's
oh yeah, yeah. But like, of course you're not gonna tell your kid like what are you doing when you close the door, right?
yeah. I again,
But
I don't want to say I was sheltered. I feel like I learned when all the other kids were, which was that day in gym class when we watched the video and we asked questions to our gym teacher and he explained them the best he would to a group of like 10 and 11-year-olds. And we got like, again, like I said, I never knew what a freaking wet dream was until I watched that video. And I didn't have one until much later in life, you know, but like, which, it's fine. You can't control that shit, but like,
no, yeah, I was.
yeah, and look, there's other parts of
I
growing
was
up that
always
like,
like I was
there's other
always a
parts of
curious
growing
kid.
up that the video doesn't really talk about, and your gym teacher doesn't even talk about, which is the M word. That's just something you figure out yourself on
Oh no,
how to
yes,
take care
yes.
of those things.
Like
To be
it's
real.
yeah, but there's
Being
things that
honest,
you
like
just go with.
it's weird, but like it also is like it's something that like we all. This is the weird thing is that nobody likes to talk about it, but it's like it's something. And again, I can only speak for men that like I know me, all my male friends in high school. One, we were doing it, and two, we definitely all started around the same time. But it's like no one asked, no one like it was just something you had to figure out on your own. You know, like you just
I
had to
think
figure out on your own.
I think for me it was kind of like it's just by your own, because I grew up like in a female household. You know,
Mhm.
cousins, majority women. There were no guys. Like my guys cousin, I would see it like from time to time,
Yeah.
and we would watch that pee together.
See, I remember learning about the P in the cafeteria and not really knowing what it was and researching it at home. I Yeah, I still remember my first one. I still remember the title of the first one.
I don't want to know. I don't
I'm
want
not
to,
going to
but
tell
like
you. But
you say fifth grade, this guy who took like I don't
no,
know,
I
it
was in
wasn't
middle
Playboy.
school. I was in middle school. I definitely was
No,
in like
but
seventh grade.
no, but it was no Playboy or Hustlers. It was like a
Dude,
magazine,
I don't
right?
think I saw Playboy until I was in like high school and was literally like I was going through some of my dad's old stuff and it was like it was
No, dude,
Playboy.
but I remember we went to that like the Fortis soccer film
Mhm.
field just to like just watch the content of those magazines, and we're like,
See, I gotta be honest though, I was like way more interested in Sports Illustrated swimsuit, which is weird. You would think, but I think because I had easier access to that than Playboy. Fuck it, dude. When I got into middle school and your body starts having fucking even the Kohl's ad, like that certain section, you're just like, okay, I'm into this. Again, it's all parts of growing up.
you start hearing from like because everybody grows up. I mean, we all grow up at the same time, but we grow up at different rates.
Yeah, no,
And
you
like,
hear things, guys say things, and
yeah.
some of it is bullshit, some of it is based on, some of it is real, and you just sort of hear
And you
things
know
and they.
what? Like, I, I, I developed really early. I think
Mhm.
Like
That's
I was
because of what you were saying. You weren't really sheltered from these things, so it makes sense.
no, but like physically speaking.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So for
I
me, it
was
was like
honestly, I don't even know what I was. I think I was like I definitely wasn't a late bloomer. I think I was. I think I was honestly just regularly
no,
like on
because
track. Like I started
good.
getting taller when I was supposed to.
No,
Just
like I go tall. I mean, I'm not tall. I'm 5'9", but
yeah, I'm
like,
5'6", so like I'm not
but
very
like,
tall.
boy, my friends. I mean, my friend was like he fell 2 years.
Mhm.
He was older, so he was like well
Yeah,
developed. And I had a friend which was fucking 6'2" when he was 12, dude. I kid you not. That
let's
motherfucker's a
just
big ass motherfucker.
let's just say there were kids in my middle school graduating class who developed and very easy to take notes. Not talk about the guys.
No, but the thing is, like,
That
like I
also
was
led to the thing to where you're like, there's something here. I gotta figure this out because this
no,
means something.
but like with my friends, it's like I was we were the three tallest on the. It wasn't. So I was tall by the time,
Dude, to kind of go off this, isn't it a horrible thing that there's such thing as a middle school yearbook? Because middle school is the most awkward years ever. Nobody looks good in it, middle school.
dude. I know.
I'm just saying, man. Like I'm just thinking about what I just said. I'm just like, no, I can think of girls who were like super hot when I got into high school. I'm like, I'm sure if I go back and look at like middle school pictures of them, not fucking hot.
Dude,
Nobody
there's some
was
fucking
attractive. in middle
dude,
school.
like my
No
middle
one.
school pictures. Like I don't have a lot of pictures of myself, right? But my
Mhm.
friends have like posted on Facebook of shit like dude, there's some pictures that I'm like, what the fuck? Why are my ears so big and my head so small?
Dude, I've
Like I have
seen
a big ass
pictures.
head, but it's
I've
like,
seen
what the fuck?
it's like I've seen pictures because you can like see photos you're tagged in on like Facebook. There's like an album for it. I've seen pictures from like the middle school play I was in. I was like, Jesus, like God.
No,
Like
and
I
it's
said,
like
nobody looks
no wonder why she didn't like me. I wouldn't fuck this guy.
no wonder that I didn't have my middle school girlfriend or high school
Yeah,
girlfriend.
and dude, there's this picture that me and my friends are outside a car junior. Like we just
Badass.
look so fucking nerd. Like the like fucking clothing is fucked up. Like nothing's matching. Like haircuts suck. Like nobody has like an actual haircut. And
You
I will
were
look at
coolest guy around.
no, and it's like fuck motherfucker. That's why. And that's one of those pictures that make me realize you have to fucking dress better, And let's take care of your.
Yeah, I'm looking. I'm not going to show them on camera. I'll show them to you afterwards. But yeah, I'm looking at pictures of myself, and it's just like because, like I said, middle school is that awkward phase to where you're changing from a child into a teenager, and like your body is just like your body is just trying to catch up to itself, but it happens at
Yeah,
such a slow
like you don't grow proportionally.
no. Like
Like
your
you're
body doesn't
you,
go all at once. And it
yeah, like
fucking
they say like let's go with the ears first. Hey, what about that nose? That nose is fucking big now, but your your mouth is really small.
yeah, it's not. It's no again. Nobody looks good in middle school. Like I said, even take the most attractive person from like your high school and look at middle school pictures and you'd be like, I want to fuck her.
Also,
It's
dude,
true.
like we were kids, like middle
Dude,
school.
even look at
Dude,
celebrities. You ever watch those like Graham Norton interviews where they show
yeah,
like young pictures and it's like, wow, yeah, they don't look good.
dude, even high
Nope.
school, dude, high school, dude, you look high school. Well, I look pretty
Yeah,
fucking good
there
on
are
my
some
house
people
high
who
school.
look pretty good
No,
in high school.
I look pretty good on my high school.
Oh, and Abe froze.
Can I show my high school picture?
You would if your camera wasn't frozen.
I'm frozen. Fuck.
Well, your audio isn't, but your camera is.
Nice. I won't show it then.
Oh, I thought we were showing.
But yeah.
Yeah.
No, I can. I have to grab my checkbook.
I mean, if I just look up. Oh, let me just see.
Dude, like there was this guy on my that used to clean my grandma's house. I know it's
Yeah.
weird, but like my yearbook was in my grandma's house, and that guy read my entire fucking messages, and like he told me, like people write on your yearbook, or you ask people to write on them,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, motherfucker, why you read everything? It's fucking awkward.
Yeah. Trying to see.
Look, I'll show the picture.
You can't. Your camera is frozen.
Okay. Is it
No.
frozen now?
Yeah. No. Here, I'm just gonna
So
kick
frozen?
you and come back, and it'll be fine.
Frozen?
Ah. Oop! I see some movement.
Okay, so
Oh yeah, that was the picture I got too. I got my yearbook photo.
yeah, so that's
So
me.
that's me.
Do you look like you've been doing drugs for like 6 years by then?
Shut up. I did take that picture first period, and you know what the biggest bullshit was? My mom went out and got me like dark navy like jacket, and I went there, and the guy was like, "You're only allowed to wear black." So they gave me like a fucking. There wasn't even buttons. I'm literally holding the jacket closed on this. It's like the biggest bullshit in the world. And I also
No, mind
remember,
like
like, I remember going because I had it first period in junior year. I was in the grouping that was first period, so I literally went to school like this. And I remember like I had art first period that year, and I went like I had to tell my teacher, it was like I have to go and get my yearbook picture taken. She was like, okay. And then I obviously like brought a like change of clothes. But I remember coming back and my fucking art teacher, who was a fucking wacko, being like, "Oh, you changed. You looked so handsome before." And I was like, "Can you leave me alone?" Can you
we
leave me the
we use
fuck
they
alone?
just give you a fucking collar, dude. Like just the top.
See, so the thing was if you didn't come dressed yourself, they would do that, but my mom sent me dressed.
No, fuck.
Oh, but when I told her about the jacket, she was fucking pissed. Which is true. It's like, dude, fucking dark navy. It's gonna take a picture and look black. Like you're fucking fine. You know. Also, who gives a fuck? No
Mm,
one. No one. Yeah. Man. Man,
that's
what a
why
roller coaster. And this all
we're good.
started just by shitting on Aaron Rodgers, and we got really introspective here.
No, it was Are You There Good? It's Me Margaritas.
Yeah, that's what did it to us. Fucking great movie. Like I'm saying, I think after you write and I produce Mama Three,
Mamma
I
Mia, how can I resist you?
yeah. After we do that, then we're gonna pair together and we're gonna write our own coming of age film.
It's gonna be called no, we cannot call it like that.
Yeah, we
My
can figure
friend
out the
has a
title. But who? The question is though, who? So the question is we gotta pick the dad because that's gonna be a part of the movie. Who plays the father? I
so
think
how
John.
old are we going?
I think
How
John
old are
Krasinski.
we going? How old are we going?
I think it should be like, are you there? Got me. It's Me and Margaret. It should be the awkward middle school years where they're really
Like
figuring all this stuff.
11,
Well, I
12.
think I think what we do is first half awkward middle school years, but we kind of end with freshman year of high school. That's where the movie ends.
You know what? A really good movie about that,
You're
about
gonna
that
say fucking boyhood.
middle, about that middle age experiences. Good Boys. They don't really talk about that, but that
I've
discovery of the
only
things.
seen a clip of that movie.
But it's really good about
That
that
movie just
topic.
being like a big deal because they had a bunch of like young kids cursing.
No, but it, dude. And how do you talk in high school in
But that's what I
fucking
was
middle age?
saying. I was like, you mean that's exactly how middle school boys talk? Yeah, sure.
Yes, yes.
Wow.
You have no idea,
Weird.
dude. I had a filthy mouth. You know how filthy my mouth was when I was in middle school.
Yeah. Seriously, so was mine. All of ours were. Yeah, we used to say shit all the time, and we learned new words too. Especially since YouTube, we were watching way more YouTube by then, and YouTube was also getting way more fucked up by the time we were in middle school. But we gotta find who plays the dad because whoever plays like, it's gonna be like it's gonna be like McAdams. Like that's gonna be the top billed person in the movie. Who plays the dad? I think Krasinski should do it. I think he'd be good. Krasinski or Chris Pratt.
What if the person is Mexican?
Well, we want the movie to sell, so it's gotta be white. He can, but his best friend could be Mexican. How about that? He could be
I've
like
never seen
Chucky.
I've never seen myself as a best friend. You know.
Well, that explains my life, doesn't it?
like I'm not at how people call, like I hate this tags, but let's just use the terms people use. I'm not an alpha nor I'm a beta. I'm like an omega, you know.
Fuck. What the fuck are you even saying?
I don't know what the fuck, but it's something like that, right? Like
I'm
you're not
certainly
an
not an
alpha.
alpha. Yeah, I'm certainly
No,
not that.
like if you had like, I'm definitely not an alpha. Like
Yeah.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I don't have followers. Like, oh, let's go. Fuck that. That's way too fucking tiring. I don't have the energy for that. I'm not a beta because I'm not a follower. You know, like I don't. Oh, let's do this. Fuck no, I don't want to do this. I want to do
Yeah,
whatever the fuck I want.
I've never, yeah, I've never fallen into that category either. Like,
No,
I
because
just,
you see groups of people like, hey, let's do this, and everybody says yes because just one guy says it. You know.
yeah, that was never in my friend group. We never had the guy who was like, guys, we're all gonna fucking knock over the liquor store today. Like, no, my friend, like, didn't do
No,
that.
but it's usually like what we were talking earlier, just to full circle, like the sports joke, like let's follow the core back.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I knew guys who were like that, and they were guys who bullied me, and they definitely had shriveled up dicks. No, yeah, I knew guys who were like that, and it always pissed you off because they always got the hottest girls. And you're like, honey, that's not who you want to be with, because you know what? This is where they're peaking. Okay, high school is their peak. Okay, and at least at my school, it's not even like they peaked with like being state champs or anything. Like our football team was okay, but like I don't ever remember them going to states and winning. So like you're attaching your wagon to a guy who's gonna peak at being like a base level high school football player. Congrats. Not said that attaching your wagon to me would have done anything because I'm going nowhere in life. So but
I don't know.
I am part of a semi-successful YouTube channel that pawned a lot of its success off of Schmozo. That's never here nor there.
I don't know who were the jokes or shedding high school dude. I have no idea.
What?
I had no idea who were the popular people, who were the the hottest. Like I kid you not, I could look up the yearbook and it's like Queen and King, prom queen and queen, and it's like
Our school didn't do it. We didn't have prom king and queen. We didn't do that shit.
Or
We had
like
the most we had was we
best
had
dress
senior,
or hottest.
at senior banquet we had all those awards, and that was barring my one friend who won best car because he had a 1950s Chevy pickup that he restored. That was the only one where we were like, yeah, but everyone else, like, they were all just the popular kids that won because that was
Yeah,
just
I had
it's just what it
like
was like. That was
like it's
those awards were literally just for that. It was just for like the popular kids. Like no one else gave a shit. And again, whatever. I didn't give a fuck back then. I don't now, but it's just like I really hope you don't still have that award.
I will see it with my, because my cousin was far from popular, but
Mhm.
she will know, because she was more into that kind of
See, so my
circles.
sister was like my sister. She and her high school boyfriend, like they didn't win, but like they were because we did Homecoming King and Queen. They were nominated for Homecoming King and Queen. Like my sister was like popular. Like she'd
Yeah.
throw a party at the house and like a ton of people would come. Like she was a popular person.
No, my sister no never
Yeah.
was.
But that's what I'm saying. So like I've seen it firsthand. I lived with it. And I can tell you, a fucking popular person in high school turned you into kind of an asshole.
Dude, I was popular
I'm not
again
gonna talk
with the.
about
I
this
mean,
anymore again.
okay, I wasn't popular. I was known in the Mexican circle.
Okay, so this is the I have a joke, but I'm gonna keep it to myself.
Write it on the chat. I want to hear it. It was a larger group than that.
So this is the thing that I've always said was because like you watch these movies like Breakfast Club and
Okay, I
everything.
just want to say I wasn't popular. I was known.
No, but
Different.
this is the thing. Like you watch those movies and it's like, oh, all the cliques everyone falls into. I never fell into any of those because the thing was like, so I was a lot of my interests were like nerdy. So like I got bullied and everything, but I was also like funny. Like I wouldn't say I was like a class clown, but like I was certainly like I would make comments and make jokes and like people who were cooler than me were either friends with me since we were kids or we became friends because we had similar interests. And so like I like I just didn't fit in any group because it wasn't like I was being harassed daily. Like I got bullied sometimes, like I did, but like it wasn't like
Oh
I
no,
was
I
just
never
getting
got
thrown in
bullied.
garbage cans. But like it also wasn't like I'll be perfectly honest here. I got invited to one high school party and I wasn't allowed to go. Like I never went to parties. I wasn't doing any of that shit. But like
I've never been to a high school party in my
here's the
life, and I
thing
don't
I've
regret.
always said, like if I woke up tomorrow and had to spend a week in like my sophomore year of high school, I'd be fine. You know, like I'd be okay. I would be like, oh no, I have to do this again. I'd be like, okay, this is fine. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, it's
Like,
because high school for, for you and I was still in the United States.
yep,
For me was really different because I had to adapt to the system and the people and everything.
the whites.
No, no, not whites, but like just the customs
You
and
went
how
to
the
school in
school works.
California, so you had to deal with all the Valley Girl bitches. I bet
No,
they were
there's
like,
not a lot of there were no Valley Girl
Excuse me,
bitches.
Pedro. Could you get the fuck out of the way?
Those Valley Girl bitches, they're
they call you
non-existent.
Chihuahua.
No,
Are
they're
they
not
racist?
existent.
Oh, they were not
No,
existing.
no, dude, we were racist against the white.
You still are.
No, but like it was there. I think there was Muslim, like two Muslim people.
Sorry.
No, it's true. Like and like maybe
That wasn't a laugh, by the way. I literally was just coughing.
No,
I'm sorry.
no,
That timing
like
to where you said that, I'm like, I have to
no.
establish I was not laughing. I was literally
And
like coughing.
maybe so. Like school was about 1,500 students, like from sophomore to senior year.
Dude, I have no idea what my graduating class was.
No, graduating class was 800. Not
Oh, your
everybody
school, but
graduated.
yeah, I don't even know the school size.
Yeah, like let's say a
decent
little
for
less than
school.
2,000. I would say that about 300 were white,
Mhm.
like full on white, like maybe 50 Asians, like from Oriental descent, Chinese.
Mhm.
There was a good amount of whitewash Mexicans, meaning they're
I
like
know what
full on American.
whitewashing
Like
is.
there's no like
Yes, they
second
consider
generation American.
themselves like they're like I'm an American. I'm not
Yeah,
Latino.
second generation. Like
Yeah.
they don't go to like they see we told them, hey, let's go to Mexicali. They said like Mexicali is next the town
Mhm.
next to the border where I live.
Yeah.
And it's like I don't go there.
Like they don't speak Spanish like that.
No,
Yeah,
like they're
like
Mexican, but
Yeah.
like their Spanish is terrible.
Yeah. No.
And the other amount was like class.
What is this?
No,
What
like
is this?
no, like I mean, cool. I don't know. That's just my sign of being cool.
Okay. Okay.
Bars.
So like Wooderson from Days and Confused? Is that what you're talking about?
No, I don't have no fucking idea, man.
Okay.
Like cool.
It's shocking to no one. Mostly white. We had
Yeah,
Asian, we had black, we had, Hispanic, but I mean that's also just the area I live in on Long Island.
No, yeah, because there was I had a friend, so they make you take because the only second language there was Spanish, and I had a friend
French in high school
who fucking he came from fucking Mexico, dude. You know?
he failed.
No, motherfucker, he was in Spanish too. Dude, he will be with just fucking white ass bitches and motherfuckers. You know?
You ever watch That 70s Show?
No.
It's a fucking great episode when Eric is failing math and he has to get like his dad to sign failing notice, but he signs it himself. But Fez gets really drunk and he reveals it to everybody, and they're sitting down in the basement, and Eric's like, Fez, I know we've only been in America for like a week now, but you think you could have learned the phrase "Don't tell my dad"? Don't contraction mean do not, and tell my dad mean shut up. And then it cuts to Fez, and he's like, see, right there, you just told me not to shut up. It's a wonder you're not failing English too. Crack a book, you lazy son of a bitch. Oh, I mentioned That 70s Show, so I think we're gonna get flack now.
English. No English.
But no, it is funny when kids fail English because it's like most of you have been speaking it since you were very small. It's really bad that you're failing that. Did you ever like take?
Can I tell you something? So I was a fucking nerd, right?
What?
No, but I was like a good grade kid, you know, like smart.
Yeah, so
I was considered.
good. I wasn't like a genius, but I was like
I was considered.
BAs.
I know how to suck teachers. You know.
Oh, you were that kid.
Fuck yes. You have to
kiss ass.
You have to.
Fuck that.
You have to talk with the teachers. How are you gonna get that B plus to an A minus?
You have to talk with the teachers. You have to stay after school and help the teachers clean up. And you have to go to the mall with the teachers.
No,
when Mr. Anderson's out of town, you have to go fuck the teachers.
No, you fuck the teacher's wife. No, you have to walk.
For extra credit.
Doing. Oh, is Matt frozen? Are you?
No, you're frozen, Abe. It's always you. I'm running off Ethernet.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so I would say like, hey, Mr. Stymons, how you doing? How's the kids doing? How's the family doing?
Oh my god, you were that asshole.
No, but I would never like. Yeah, I wasn't like, oh, teacher, are you gonna review the homework? I wasn't that kid. Give me a break. Give me a break. I wasn't that
You
kid.
weren't that kid
Like,
who would be like, excuse me, teacher, weren't you supposed to assign us a test today?
no, I wasn't that kid.
Dude, it's like I
wouldn't
remember when
talk.
I was in college once, and I took what was it? International stories was the class. There was a day where I guess a large percentage of the kids didn't do the reading. So when the teacher was asking questions, like no one really had the answers to them. So she assigned us all like questions based off the reading. That was like homework that we like had to do. Because normally our homework was just like to like do the reading and then like come in and discuss it and like answer questions to prove we read. But I remember, so like obviously I did the things and everything, but when we came into class and the following time we met, no one said anything, and the professor didn't even mention it. And thank God we didn't have one of those kids because and again, I did it, but it was just like, okay, like it's fine. This happened. She was a little
No,
mad at the moment, but didn't remember she assigned this. I was just happy there wasn't that one kid who was like, oh, professor, here's that stuff you asked me for. Because I'm like, there's definitely kids in this class who did not fucking do it. Like I did.
I'm
I
the
would fine.
no. I was the student that will answer all the questions, and the teacher was like, can somebody else answer instead of Abraham?
Yeah, that would happen. That happened to me when I was in history a lot, but that's just because I like knew this shit really well, and it just like
Do
disturbed me to see how
Yeah.
dumb
Do
some of
you
my classmates were.
do you ever play with the cards like quiz like races that you had to answer questions?
What?
So we had a game, like we had like electronic, like I don't know what they were, like quiz. They were called quiz something.
Yeah.
So and the teacher would put questions on the board, and you had to answer.
No, see, we would always do Jeopardy. With like my teacher would make like a
Yeah,
PowerPoint version of
like stuff
Jeopardy.
like that, dude.
Yeah.
I kid you not, motherfucker.
Oh, I fucking killed it.
Yeah, I was number one, bro.
Because I
Nobody could.
knew my history because I actually like one did the readings assigned and two was just interested in history, so I also just like on my own write about this
No,
shit.
and it just became
Dude,
personal.
I'll
Like
never
everyone.
forget being. Oh my god, it was like before like oh my god, it was 10th grade, but it was before like I forget what it was, but we were doing like a trivia thing in like teams and we were answering questions and one of them was like what was the nickname of like the famous like World War One German like pilot thing, and I kept saying it was the Red Baron, and this one kid like refused to believe me and like would not write it down. And I don't think he ended up writing it down. And obviously the answer was the Red Baron. And I just remember having this moment of just like, how about you fucking listen to someone who actually knows this shit next time? You know?
Dude, like there's people way more smarter, articulated than me because I
Oh
met
yeah, when
them
it
and it
comes to
was like
history, I really like history, but like it's not like I'm pouring over books all the
no,
time.
but
It's
like
like
there were people I knew that I was like, fuck, this motherfucker is smart. He just doesn't care. He
oh well,
just doesn't care. He just
that's all the time. There's always those people who are naturally smart and just don't apply themselves because they don't give a shit. It's all the time. Tis what happens.
yeah, it's like, motherfucker, you have all this potential and you don't use it.
Yeah. So it's
That was
getting
my
a little
question.
late, and I need to talk to Abe about something. So I think 2.5 hours is a solid return to form for us. So we might be back next week. Might not. Actually, probably not because on both Tuesday and Wednesday I'm supposed to be seeing movies. So probably not. But
What are you watching?
I am seeing they're at the Cinema Arts Center. They're doing a screening of the original Planet of the Apes. And then on the 20th, I'm seeing the Fathom re-release of Rain Man. So, yes, nothing
Oh,
new.
so you're watching re-releases. I thought you were
Yeah,
watching
I'm
something new.
re-releases yet. No, I'm not seeing anything new.
What the fuck?
I'm trying to think if there's any
the something
new
on
movie
Venice
that I
releases
wanna
this
see.
week.
I'm trying to think if there's anything.
I
like,
think the
new.
Haunting of Venice releases this week. Then next week I don't know, and then it's the Expendables.
Yeah, which, like
And
I
then,
said, I have no interest in.
It's gonna move to the 20th.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I'm so excited about the movie. I'm so excited.
Which movie? You cut
Killers
out.
of the Flower Moon.
Oh,
Killers of the
yeah. It's gonna be insanely good. All right, everybody.
So,
Bye.
but also Expendables